The Stevie slap cam.
Oh, that was terrible.
You only got...
I gotta do it again.
I gotta do it again.
No, that counts.
Yeah, that's fine. You fucked it up.
Such a pussy slap, too. You look
Pussy slap. Pussy slap.
If it's a pussy slap, you won't mind me doing it again.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Alright. I better get some dessert.
Alright. We'll get you a chocolate
Here
shake.
we go.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Man, that's such a pussy slap.
I don't know, Stevie. It's pretty red.
It's not brutal.
Well, we'll see how it looks later.
Do you shop on Amazon.com? Of fucking course you do. You're a human being like anyone else, and you live in the 21st fucking century. So yeah, you're shopping on Amazon.com. But here's a question you need to ask yourself. Why aren't the Drunken Peasants getting a fucking share of that money that I spend on Amazon? Well, we could be. All you have to do is use the Amazon affiliate links provided below in every episode of the Drunken Peasants. Well, at least all the recent ones and all the upcoming ones. Check it out. If you're going to be buying something on Amazon anyway, why not support one of your favorite podcasts? In fact, your favorite podcast overall, let's be honest. Why not support your favorite podcast in the process? If you're going to buy something on Amazon, use the Drunken Peasants Amazon affiliate links so that we can get some of your money. Not just Amazon. Hey guys, if you enjoy the Drunken Peasants podcast, be sure to go to audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants to get your free audio book. They have books like The God Delusion or Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. Also, 150,000 other titles to choose from. So be sure to check that out. It supports the show and you get a free audiobook in the process. So what the fuck do you have to lose? The Drunken Peasants podcast is satirical in nature, and while we do occasionally delve into serious issues and discussions, our primary purpose is to entertain and amuse. In other words, don't take this shit too seriously.
Coming to you live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants Podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Suck it! There are starving children in the world, right?
Show me a child. Show me some empirical evidence it's happened. Yes,
What's wrong with you? Lick my butthole, he laughed.
What the fuck is going on? Nothing, TJ. You're garbage. You're garbage, TJ.
Now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, where we DP the fuck out of the news and everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm Ben, and I'm here with Scotty and TJ.
TJ,
the Drunken Peasants podcast with Ben and TJ. Scotty is just a fucking third wheel piece of shit.
Scotty, like the important actor in the movie. Like, I'm the old school character actor they threw in there. They're like, you get like an and credit.
And Scotty.
And Scotty.
Ben and TJ featuring Scotty.
Ban TJ.
Ban TJ.
Ban him. Yeah, do it.
Just waiting for that part of the song.
So, I think before we get the show underway, we've got some announcements like the private stream. When is that happening?
The private stream, like, are you talking about? Are we talking about the commentary or the private show?
Private show.
The private show. That is going to be Saturday at what, 6 p.m.
Yep.
Yes.
Saturday at 6 p.m. The other thing is we're doing the commentary for this month. We're doing that on Wednesday, so it should probably be up Thursday or Friday. So if you're a patron, look.
When are we doing
that.
the hangout, Scotty?
The hangout? I don't fucking.
When are we doing the fucking hangout, stupid?
We didn't talk about that one yet, so we'll have to figure that one out.
Scotty hasn't figured that out yet, ladies and gentlemen.
And why the fuck are you blaming me?
Scotty is so fucking stupid.
Pretty soon we'll be recording the part that we reserve for the, what is it, the $25 patrons, or is it the 10?
The $10 patrons.
$10 patrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're recording that on Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday.
Also, to everyone else that didn't hear the announcement in the last show, you have to subscribe to a new RSS feed to get our podcast through iTunes and other audio-related
Our
media.
RSS feed has changed.
Yes.
It's changed.
Our RSS feed has changed.
Yes.
And you must change with it.
Change with the times. Come on, people.
That old RSS feed, it's dead.
This is the second time we've announced this, so...
I think it's like the third or fourth, actually.
The third or fourth. Okay, so if you're bitching about this
But
change...
not everyone watches every show.
Yeah, if you're bitching about this change, you've been given plenty of warning and notice, so just fucking change.
Piece
Come
of
on.
shit.
Change!
Change.
All right.
Look at the blackness.
The blackness of space.
It's so black.
Up above us.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dun dun!
Dun 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 dun. Dun.
TJ's the fat monolith.
Oh.
All right, I have a good one.
Feed me donuts.
Troll or not troll?
Who's the troll?
You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm dressed in black today because of the death of my beta fish. His name was Swag Lord Winston. I did not name him, but I miss him dearly. So I'm in black to show that I'm mourning for him. But that's not why I made this video. This video is actually to get my theory out there. I am a conspiracist and a philosopher.
Okay. So there's the first indication to me that this is a troll video.
Did she say philosophicer?
Philosophicer and a philosophist or something like that.
Conspiracist.
Conspiracist.
I'm a conspiracist and a philosophist.
I mean, I don't know. It's like, is she really that dumb, or is it just trolling?
And she's all in black.
So
for
if you're not
fish.
sure yet, there's plenty more to hear.
Yeah.
Sure.
And what philosophers are is they're thinking people. They figure out the mysteries of the universe. And I was just thinking to myself today, you know, what if men just don't have feelings? Like, what if the part in their brain that is emotional is just like not as good as females? So
troll? I would say troll also.
I mean, it's just getting more and more over the top, where it's just like, oh, men don't have feelings, and it's like,
Frizzle.
Hopefully a troll.
I don't think she would sit there and mispronounce philosopher that many times unless she's just really, 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 really dumb. But she might be.
Yeah, it could be.
She very well could be.
She very well could be.
All right, we have two videos that are critical of TJ to start us out.
Neat.
Awesome. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, people hate me.
So this one is in response to your white guilt video.
Neat.
All right, well, one more thing.
Oh, this guy's got white guilt. Look at him.
Filmed on potato cam.
First off, sorry if I look entirely too sexy. I just got out of the shower. So
Yeah, you do. Fucking jerking
how
it.
is. But
Filming this with? This guy filming this with like a fucking 1996 cell phone camera or something? Like, I don't really get it. It's like
It's a what is it, like an 8mm
Actually, it's
film camera.
Actually, the camera shoots perfect HD. He just lives in an alternate universe where everything is grainy.
Oh, I see. Because, I mean, even my fucking iPhone shoots better video than this. Even Josh Moronstein can produce higher quality videos.
I watched a video of the amazing atheist.
The amazing AFF.
Amazing.
What's so amazing
It's
about him?
amazing.
Call the amazing atheist. But what's so amazing about him?
He's really dumb if you actually think about
The
it.
amazing idiot.
Amazing retard.
Yesterday,
Well, I like to call him the unamazing idiot.
talking about his white guilt.
My
This
white
is white guilt.
White guilt.
Question
My
mark, shut
white
up.
guilt.
And it's the most hilariously stupid thing.
Hilariously stupid.
Hilariously
It's
stupid.
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing,
On
guys.
all these other subjects, you know, feminism, religion, all this different shit, you know.
Butts.
When it comes to statistics and things, yeah, you know, you're really down to get those. And that's what it's all about. The statistics,
It's
the
all
numbers
about
show,
the
they don't
stats,
lie.
bitch.
That's always what
But then
TJ's
you
been
get
about.
to race.
I'm all about the
And all of a sudden,
stats.
statistics go out the fucking window.
Out the window. Just throw them away. Fuck them. I don't need these statistics no mo.
I mean, I think everyone understands about statistics that they're very easily manipulated, and it's not like that's the only source of information you should go base anything on. But I mean, I guess people kind of use them to try to, see what the prevailing winds are. Like, what is the trend? It's like, it's like a big one you see now is like how many people are in favor of marijuana legalization and how they break down demographically.
I don't have any problem with statistics, though. I don't have any problem with, look at the black crime rate or some shit. What I have a problem with is when someone extrapolates from those statistics, therefore black people is criminals, and they're going to rob me, and, I'm scared, and we should be scared, and there's going to be a race war, and we're all going to die!
So what do you say? So do you...
Right, and the people who have said the same thing that TJ just said are the same people who are saying, well, look at the statistics.
It's like, your use of the statistics is not the problem. The fact that you extrapolate such wild, crazy conclusions from them is the problem. And the fact that you ignore the context, and the fact that there's all sorts of other statistics that you're not too keen to pay attention to.
I think this guy mentions that later.
Oh, okay.
Too.
Well, let's get to that.
It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Funniest
in this video,
thing.
he goes,
He laughed his ass off.
You might have these statistics and these numbers, but what about all these other numbers?
Yep.
And what about all these other statistics?
Yep.
And what about all these other straw men that I'm just throwing out right now because I don't actually have any opposing fucking evidence to show any of you guys. I'm just going to assert this wildly like a fucking retard.
Thank you. All of Cheetah's arguments.
All you have to do is a Google search. That's why I don't fucking understand the need of, like, I'm gonna fucking use these statistics and fucking bolster my case. It's like, okay... I mean, it makes sense every once in a while, but these people who try to, like, overload you with statistics, it's like, motherfucker, just use Google. Just do a little Google foo. You could find all the statistics you want for anything you want.
But then you can kind of say, well, you're not really refuting what they're saying. You're just saying, no, it exists out there, but I'm too lazy to get it for you.
It does exist out there, and I am too lazy to get it for you.
But I think it'd make your argument more persuasive if you had that in there.
Why?
Well, because people can kind of latch on to numbers, and they kind of maybe...
But that's all they're doing is latching on. It's like that...
No, but it could create a greater
famous
understanding.
quote. There's 3 kinds of lies.
Lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Hey, let me say the fucking line, bitch.
Oh, God.
Lies, damned lies, and statistics.
But I'm saying... So then you're saying then the statistics that are basically for your argument, you can just discredit them as well and say, oh, that's basically been manipulated.
No, I'm saying that you should look at all the statistics or none of the statistics. I don't care.
Well, your logic isn't really very sound on that.
It is sound.
It's obviously not. You're like, don't look at them, maybe look at them, I don't know.
I'm just saying, look at them all or don't look at any. Either fucking look at all the statistics or reject all the statistics.
Okay, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Why not?
Why would you do one or the other? There's not the other possible
Oh, so you
options?
think it makes sense to just select, like, cherry pick statistics for whatever case you want to make?
Now you've just strawmanned me. I
have not strawmanned you. That's what I'm saying.
You said I said to cherry pick statistics. I said you should consider the source and you should critically evaluate where the information is coming.
Okay, but everyone's just going to critically evaluate it through the filter of, like, here's what I believe, so any statistics to bolster it must be true, because human beings have confirmation bias, like a bitch.
But I'm saying if you wanted to try to be more objective on it, that's how you'd go about it.
Objectivity is a futile endeavor for the human brain.
Maybe so, but I mean, you think it's not worthwhile to try to be as objective as possible? If you're saying I'm just clearly biased, then he does have a point against you. If you're just saying I'm clearly biased in this way, and I don't really care about the evidence.
Well, I am clearly biased in that way. I'm biased by life experience and actually knowing black people and not seeing them as a bunch of fucking ape-like monsters that just want to fucking rob and rape and shit.
But, I mean, I agree with you on that, but I'm saying, what do you say to them? They say, well, look at these crime statistics. Per capita looks like blacks.
I even cited the statistics they can look up. Look up statistics related to black poverty. Look up statistics related to disproportionate prison sentences for the same crimes that white people are. And you know what? Even if you show these motherfuckers like that those statistics, because I've done it on my Tumblr, you fucking link them to those statistics, all they say is, well, that doesn't prove nothing. You know, so what if white people and black people do marijuana at a roughly the same level, but black people are disproportionately punished for it? That doesn't prove shit. It's like, actually it does, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, that kind of proves your case more than anything.
There's way more white people in the United States than black people. Way more.
Oh, right? Yeah.
They disproportionately go to jail for pretty much all the drug offenses. they're disproportionately stopped by police. They're disproportionately fucked with. They're disproportionately given harsh sentences. Well, so the judicial system is completely stacked against them. Law enforcement itself is stacked against them.
Well, the bail system itself is stacked against people that go before a judge because it's like, this monetary, you basically need to put this money up, which most people have to, either borrow or go to a bail bondsman and put up like 10%, and then it's basically using the money as a guarantee you'll show up. But it's like, shouldn't we just, for the most part, let someone committed some heinous act? Like if someone got stopped with weed, why do they need to go through the whole system and sit there and have to pay bail to promise they'll show up? I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Because it's designed to make money and fucking, as long as the white majority isn't affected, they're willing to, continue to vote for people who bolster that system.
And expect you guys to go, yeah, what about that other stuff?
Yeah, what about it,
What
bitch?
about it? It's just like feminism or anything else. It's pretty easy to find out what are credible sources and what aren't.
Sure.
It's not that fucking hard. How does anyone figure out anything on the internet, TJ?
I don't know. I'm not convinced anyone has.
Yeah, people have common sense and they know where to find actual numbers. The surveys and shit that Devin was
Apparently
showing.
You don't, because you just said you're too lazy to actually look up the numbers.
And when he
cited.
when he says Devin, he means Atheist Rue. They're on like a first name basis.
I mean,
why are you white knighting for Atheist Rue? That's what I want to know.
That's just a total appeal to the popular. People with common sense know this. It's like,
people,
come on.
more like people with confirmation bias know this.
It's like people.
That's
that agree
exactly
with
what
me.
I'm talking about with the statistics thing, Scotty. Because this motherfucker, this guy, you think he's actually being objective? No, he's just looking for the things that bolster what he already believes.
Yeah, it's not so much about whether I believe him or not. It's about more like the process of like how people arrive at their these conclusions. When you look at someone's argument, you kind of deconstruct it. Like, what are they really arguing? You know what I mean?
I just feel like without the context of any sort of real world experiences, it's just bereft of any real understanding
of African American crime rates, which are factual, which are twice as high as any other race,
Yeah, but once again, you're ignoring all the mitigating factors, you dipshit. I could just as easily, and by the way, none of you fucking stupid fucks have ever responded to this argument, so I'll make it again. 90.5% of all murders are committed by men, so how can you sit there and say that feminists don't have a good fucking point? If you're just going to say, here's a group, here's the crime rate, that's all you need, then men are fucking murderous monsters and you should be scared of anyone who has a penis. You're not, because you understand the mitigating factors there, because you're a man and you have a vested interest in understanding them. But because you're not black and you lack the empathy to actually empathize with anyone who is, you fucking are just totally blind to that. Oh no, black people are violent. Black people want to hurt my poor white self.
So you think it's racially motivated? Like they think, hey, I think these black people have it actually pretty good, and they're just criminals or something.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, that's the rhetoric.
Well, I'm not saying they have it good.
Well, I mean,
they haven't said that, but they think they're criminals.
That's where it all came from. The video that we watched, where that guy, atheism is unstoppable, said if black people have a problem with getting harassed by police, well, maybe they should stop committing crimes.
Yes.
Well, they had the stop and frisk program in New York, and it pretty much disproportionately targeted people who were minorities.
Hugely. Not just by a little bit.
No, disproportionately for sure. And most times it didn't even lead to any sort of police actions. I'm just going to stop and harass you on the street, basically, because I don't like the way you look. And I mean, if those policies are bared out, it's like, maybe they do reduce crime. I don't really think so, but it's possible. And now we're all hearing about, I was just reading today about how all these shootings and stuff, all these numbers are jumping up, and it's like, oh, there's not enough, law enforcement is, now scared to do their jobs because they have to follow these rules. It's like, I don't necessarily know if it's because the police are being held accountable that crime has gone up. I mean, that doesn't really seem to make much sense to me, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it makes sense.
It's like, if the police should be doing their jobs,
He actually talks about police a little bit later, too.
The shit he was showing was from, government records, actual records taken from incarcerations, not just like, a black guy got picked up on the side of the street and falsely arrested. No, it's actual criminals. You have to actually have something that you did to stay in jail, to be booked in and incarcerated.
No one's disputing this, and also, Ben was saying something.
People have been kept in jail without even being charged.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a news story not too long ago where a guy killed himself.
Yeah,
because he was held in prison for a long time without even being charged.
Yeah, I mean, you should be held in jail, but
right.
Prison, that's the thing to me is like when we talk about this, I talk about the arrests that are happening, I talk about actual prison terms that people are serving in the different crimes. I mean, that's an entirely different story. Like if you're convicted of a crime, you go to prison. If you're awaiting trial, you just go to jail. So I mean, are they talking about it's kind of like what facts are they using and what sources they're using? Like I guess you're saying this from the FBI probably is probably what the basis for this data.
Like that, they don't just get to lie. I know you think that's the way it is. Like cops can just do whatever they want. Not really. Not really.
What?
Especially when.
Hundreds of people have been killed by the police this year. Not all of them were the police's fault, obviously. Many people are injured by the police, and hugely overreactions. Someone will be playing music somewhere in public, and they'll arrest them. They go, "Oh, you're not supposed to do this here."
What about that guy in the wheelchair that ran over the cop's foot, and then the cop overturned the wheelchair, "Fuck you"?
Yep.
I mean, cops in this country are out of control. I don't know what he's talking about. Cops can't just do whatever they want. It's like they pretty much can.
the guy in New Mexico, he was camping out in the desert. The cops didn't just come up with a reason to shoot him. He was actually threatening them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had their guns pointed at him, and he had a small knife, and it wasn't anywhere near them, and then they shot flashbangs at him, and it was why is he acting like this?
Cops don't just make things up, Scotty. Come on,
they don't ever make anything.
Yeah,
we all know
that video was reviewed by the police, and they determined that they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, and there was a huge public outcry. Then suddenly, I think two of the guys were charged with murder, wasn't it?
I don't know, maybe.
I think so.
Cops don't make things up, man.
But no, the cops are good.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, you can't hold someone, keep someone in jail on nothing.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be able to, but
it's happened.
It happens, and there's a shit ton of Cubans that are just in prison indefinitely in this country, by the way. But I don't know. Maybe now that the embargo is going to end, that won't be the case anymore.
Well, also, there's a lot of states that have laws where you can't even film police officers out and about, even doing their public duty as a public servant. If you film them in Illinois
is a big one.
Yeah, it's you can only film them they're at the city hall actually in their official duty. You can film them there, but if they're leaving, it's you're not even supposed to film them then. It's the police can use any number of laws. Oh, you're loitering. Oh, this is vagrancy. Oh, you're disturbing the peace. There's a million stupid things that could book you on.
The law they use for being recorded is wiretapping, and it's the audio recording of the encounter that they use to bring charges. There was a guy facing 80 years in prison. He got all the charges dismissed, but it's just hilarious that he was actually charged. Some guy in Illinois, he was charged with 80 years in prison.
Yeah, good. Lock him up and throw away the key.
Yeah.
Trying to hold the police accountable.
But if they want to film you or spy on you, it's totally fine.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
A lot of the numbers he also showed were of murder statistics, which you can't argue about those. It just is what it is. Yeah. You can show that. I mean, that's kind of an obvious one. I mean, think of ghettos and shit like that.
Okay.
Think of ghettos.
There are places around the world where ghettos don't have any black people. They have other types of people.
I didn't know that.
So are we just I mean, where is he talking about specifically? Does he mean just in the United States? That
basically,
I think in the U.S. is what he's talking.
Because I was reacting to I think some kind of comment where they made it seem like black people are murdering white people willy-nilly, and I basically just pointed out that the vast majority of murders are intraracial, not interracial. If you're a white person and you get murdered, chances are the person who murdered you is white. They're not black. And if you're black and you're murdered, chances are the person who murdered you is black and not white. So, it's mostly black people murdering black people and white people murdering white people.
I see.
The number one threat to African Americans is other African Americans. That is the number one threat to them.
And the number one threat to white people is other white people.
Not Asians, not Mexicans.
Well, the number one threat to murder them is, anyway. I don't know what the number one threat is overall. I think you could make a case that it's white people. or at least the concentrated power of certain white people, and probably a few others, blacks and Asians.
What's the number one threat to Norwegians? Like the few black people that live in Norway, are they just like the ones going around murdering everybody?
Yeah, that's like the entire murder rate of Norway is just the few black people.
Yeah. I don't even know what the percentage is there, but I'm guessing it's very low.
Probably extremely.
Yeah. So is it just like the countries that only have a few black people? Is it just like those few black people that are just like robbing everybody? Come on, man. It's statistics,
It's
right?
like our community murderers.
Not the fucking popo.
The popo.
Not anyone else. Themselves. They tear themselves down. They are downtrodden from their own people doing it to themselves. It's a perpetual...
Their own people.
Shitty circle. And it just happens over and over. You denying it isn't going to fucking fix it.
I don't remember denying that there's problems in the black community.
I would say, like, the fact that he sees them as their own people and we're our own people.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That just speaks volumes about the way you think, dude. I mean...
Everyone is their own thing.
That just kind of indicates to me that you feel that they are something other than what you
They
are.
a different species.
Yeah.
I don't trust them. Keep away from me. I'm scared.
It's like District 9 shit.
Yeah.
Anything, TJ. You're not doing anyone a favor by acting like this kind of shit doesn't exist and trying to discredit other people and call them fucking racist when you have no goddamn reason to call them racist.
If atheism is unstoppable's main message is, I think there's a lot of self-sabotage in the black community, I would not be calling him like he's a racist and he's a piece of shit. The reason he's a racist and a piece of shit is because he says things like, black people just need to stop committing crimes. Like, every black person is just a crime-hungry savage.
Right. Like, what was it? Like the 11-year-old that got gunned down in Cleveland because he had a toy gun?
Criminal
Criminal, because black people commit crimes, right? Like, this kid never committed a crime in his life, but because he was black, the cops were like, oh, he just commits crimes. He's got a real gun. Just gun him down. Don't even talk to him. Shoot him from the car.
Hang him high.
They basically...
So that's your logic. First. That's your logic being practiced.
Shoot first, ask questions later. You're too sensible, Ben.
Shut up,
Look,
Ben.
The police ride into town. The sheriff rides into town.
Ben's just riddled with that white...
Right.
With 6 gun on its hip. Boom, boom, boom. Solve the problem real quick. 6 bullets, 6 dead Negroes. Problem's all solved in this here town.
Woohoo!
It's just like, it's so obvious that these people are just using blacks and minorities as scapegoats. Like, they're all just criminals. It's like, that's insane. It's like basically saying that people go, oh, Muslims are terrorists.
Right. Get rid of all the Muslims. There'll be no more terrorism, right?
Yes, of course.
Never again.
Like that Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah, he was
quite the
a
devout
secret Muslim.
he
Yeah,
was.
secret Muslim.
I mean, there was the IRA in they used to commit acts of terrorism in the UK.
Yeah, that's why there's no bins in the subways in London.
So it's just like I doubt there were any black or Muslim members of the IRA.
Pretty sure the IRA were Muslims too.
They was all secret Muslims.
Fucking Irish Muslims.
They were Catholics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a front for their Muslimism.
You fucking bigot idiot. You can't just go around calling people fucking racist.
But
Sure I can.
But you can.
Sure I can. I can do it all I want.
You can't do this, you bigot. It's like, well, what? So you're saying, like, TJ, you can't do this, but I can. Like, what qualifies you to do it because you think he's wrong? That's your qualification is, I think you're wrong, so I'm allowed to do it.
You bigot. You can't go around calling people racist.
I don't get this guy.
You're bigoted against people who might be racist.
Public forums and shit, willy-nilly.
Why not? I don't believe in freedom of speech.
I can do whatever the fuck I want, bitch.
I don't get, like, what is your view, sir? Like, you don't believe in freedom of speech? Like, in the public forum, it's like, well, that's the whole idea. Like, you have every right to disagree with TJ, but he's every right to have his opinion, just as you do.
Well, I don't know if he has a right to disagree, but, other than that, I agree with what you said.
Quite a bit of defamation, don't you think? You don't know if he's fucking racist, and you sure as shit don't know.
I mean, that's a subjective label that's given to someone anyway.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
So my standard might be different.
So, I mean, he can say, in my opinion, that guy's racist. That's not defamation. That's his opinion.
Yeah.
Know if Devin belongs to the KKK.
No one ever said that.
You know, there's like a gradient of racism.
I think Creationist Cat made a joke about, you know, donate money to the KKK instead of atheism is unstoppable.
Yeah.
But no one said he belongs to the KKK.
And it was obviously like it was satire.
No, they're too pro-black for him.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That's the KKK is your big deal?
I didn't even mention the KKK.
What?
Yeah, I mean, this video is directed to you. We never said anything about the KKK. Creationist Cat did. We're not Creationist Cat.
Maybe I did. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, if you did, I don't know.
I could have, but I don't think I did. I'm like 90% sure I didn't mention the KKK. But even if I did, it was probably a joke, because obviously atheism is unstoppable is probably not a Klansman.
No, I wouldn't even say he was unless he was like, I'm a member of the KKK. Then I'd be like, oh, he's a member of the KKK.
Yeah.
I just think he has views that I would consider to be racist. That's all.
Yeah, that's
and in every other aspect of his life, he could be an okay person. I don't know him personally.
I don't think so. He seems like a jerk.
Okay.
You're a jerk. You're a weird jerk.
Jesus. That's the white guilt, like,
dripping out of my pores.
Bullshit card. It's like the immediate one that everyone goes to. Well, KKK.
KKK.
Like,
all the way.
White guilt. I just wake up in the morning. I'm like, oh, I feel so guilty.
I'm sick.
So guilty for being white.
Yeah, you just dream of like slavery and shit.
Yeah.
Every night in your dreams, it's like 12 Years a Slave just plays in your mind. Like, oh.
Except the ending. Like, the ending is just, it's rewritten where it's like, you're a slave forever.
Yeah. Slave for life.
Strangely enough, none of my ancestors lived in the United States while slavery was legal here. None of them.
There you go.
I don't know if
slave
mine
owner.
did. Yeah, mine definitely did, because I had a fucking Civil War
slave owners
relative.
Sure.
Yeah.
That group that's like not even fucking anything anymore. What they because they picket things.
Who?
Oh, they're so dangerous because they picket. They don't fucking lynch or anything anymore. So get over that kind of shit.
Okay. Just they're fine now.
They don't lynch people anymore.
Here's a news flash for you, dude. If they're allowed to like stand and preach their racist bullshit in public, we're allowed to say fuck the KKK, they're assholes.
Yeah, I don't see why we have to like.
Oh, just get over it.
Get over it. Leave them alone.
So can we go up to them and be like, well, just get over your racism, man.
Just you know.
Aren't you done with racism yet? Come on.
If they want to dance around in their little bed sheets and shit, just let them. It's fine.
Let them, but don't tell me we can't.
Don't say I can't fucking call them morons. Not
can't.
that I even did anyway.
They're not lynching anymore, TJ. Come on. They've brought into the 20th century here. They don't lynch anymore.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I wasn't aware they stopped lynching.
They're letting Mexicans join now. Come on, TJ.
In a few centuries,
they've made strides.
In a few centuries, they'll be like, well, you're a white Mexican. That's close enough.
I'd say in a few centuries, they'll just be like, you're human and not one of these alien hybrids. All right, you're pure.
I just find it hilarious. What about all these other statistics? What the fuck about them, dude?
What do you mean, what the fuck about them? They mitigate
Who
your
cares?
statistics.
No, they don't, TJ.
That's what about them.
What about them,
Stupid
TJ?
fuck.
He's sticking to this thing where it's like, these are the facts, and you can deny it all you want. Doesn't matter what other statistics you roll out, you're still wrong.
You're wrong.
Because you can't disprove my statistics, so I'm right. It's like...
There are statistics that can change the way you view other statistics.
Yeah.
Not according to this guy.
Nope. Only the statistics he's already looked at matter.
Yeah. Seems to be the reoccurring
That
theme.
makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay.
I feel the same way about your video, dude.
Let's say a pitcher in baseball has 100 strikeouts, but he also has 100 walks. Wouldn't you say the 100 walks kind of lessen his value? I mean, that's just an analogy I'm using. There's statistics that mitigate other statistics.
No, Ben. False.
Sounds
False,
like
Ben.
hogwash to me.
What's that sophistry you trying to peddle this guy?
You're not making any argument. You didn't show any opposing fucking evidence whatsoever. Probably because you're not going to be able to. Because wherever you're getting it is bullshit.
Why?
Okay, well, if you don't know what the source is, then how can you call it bullshit?
You haven't seen the statistics. You obviously haven't even looked for them.
That's a fallacious argument.
But they're obviously just gonna be bullshit. Black people and white people have total economic parity in America.
Because there's actual governmental sites that you can go to get these numbers. The only way you really could get those numbers, because the government is the only one able to really keep track of all of that kind of shit.
Yeah, the government, because you guys always trust them, right?
You can act like they fucking lie all you want, but that's
the
just
government does lie all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like,
not saying
what?
the statistics are false, but
we've never said anything about the government lying about these statistics.
Yeah, I've never said that, but even if I was, sure, the government does lie. You don't think the government fucking lies to you? Government lies like it fucking breathes in air and shits out shit.
Not only do they lie to you all the time, they keep secrets from you. They admit the truth. They alter the truth. They rewrite the truth. I mean, any kind of bullshit, you can better believe the U.S. government is involved in it.
You have no fucking evidence for that. You can use everything else under the sun, but you do not have direct evidence of them lying about that kind of shit. It's just ridiculous.
I'm not I never said they were lying. I don't understand this. He's not refuting any of the actual points I made in the video. He's just kind of like decided his own narrative that I must believe in, and you. So I mean, I hate to be the one that calls logical fallacy, but this is just like straw man riddled shit.
No, you're the one who's straw man.
You're a straw man, TJ. You're a straw man. You're a fucking tin man, TJ.
He's not responded to any point I actually made in my
Just
white
get over the
video.
KKK. Just get over it.
They're not lynching. Come on.
Like that.
Stop lynching.
And you being this fucking justice warrior. This comment that you left.
TJ?
The justice warrior.
You know, I love that I have people calling me an SJW. And yet I have SJWs that despise me completely and utterly. I'm just glad that I can piss off everybody.
Are you like that much of a centrist?
I don't know.
To where
Apparently
you get
I must
attacked
be.
by both sides?
I guess I am.
So easily?
I don't think I'm so much a centrist. I think I'm just like an extremist on both ends of the spectrum.
Trying to explain yourself away, the difference between you and a social justice warrior. Which there was no fucking difference, dude. You are doing the same exact thing. Trying to discredit real information.
You're doing the same thing. You're the one who fucking... You and your crowd of fucking racist imbeciles are the ones who act like SJWs. Alright? Don't act like it's me that's acting like an SJW, because it's you guys. I mean, I've pointed out the similarities between you and, like, Anita Sarkeesian about a dozen times.
The way this guy is taking offense and just trying so desperately to defend atheism is unstoppable reminds me of the Anita Sarkeesian apologist.
And also, just like, one of the tactics that they always love to use is they don't want to address anything you've actually said, so they just act like it's laughable. Ha ha ha!
Your statistics are bullshit.
Oh my god.
I got mine from the government. Where'd you get yours from?
It was the funniest thing I ever saw, guys. He was trying to make some kind of cogent argument, but it was total shit.
I'm reading, fuckface.
Why was it shit? Oh, well, you know, because it was shit. And any statistics you have are false before I even see them or look at them.
Making up false
and
information.
And the KKK doesn't lynch anymore, guys.
Calling someone, you know, the derogatory term in the debate, like as if a feminist was calling you a bigot or, you know, part of the patriarchy. Or
last time I checked, everyone throws in insults. For the most part.
You know, what debate is he fucking talking about?
Yeah, there's not been a debate.
Yeah. We watched one of his fucking videos. We invited him to come on the show, and he said he wouldn't. Well, he didn't say I wouldn't. He said, like, fuck your mother or something like that.
Some childish
So what debate are you even fucking talking about? We said we'd have him on, and he said, fuck your mother to TJ. Well, there was no debate.
He made his intentions clear.
No one spoke back and forth. There was no actual conversation.
Or, you know, you're sexist. You calling someone a fucking racist?
Because they said something racist. If he said like something like, you know, these, you know, it's like I don't think it's sexist to say that that video games aren't problematic, you know, or that it's okay to you know, have these things in a fantasy context. That's not sexist. But if I was to say something like, you know, in all seriousness, you know, all these women are just stupid cunts, and I think they should fucking go back to being in the kitchen and making me my fucking sandwich, and fuck you, you dumb bitch, and all this shit, and then someone called me sexist, it would be totally justified. You know, it's not like every time the accusation of sexist is launched, it's false automatically. It depends on why the person's being called sexist. The same is true for the racist label. Atheism is Unstoppable has said racist things. When you start talking about a race war in America, that is racist. When you say that black people are all criminals, that is fucking racist.
Or at least they have this inherent nature to be a criminal.
Yeah, or you start talking about white guilt for that matter. That to me is racist. Like white guilt. Anyone who sees a problem with how black people are treated in America has white guilt. They're just riddled with the stuff. Those are all racist fucking statements.
Proof. Oh, just
and also the fact that you fucking, you know, want to subdivide people into these different groups, and you think these groups are just, you know, this ultra regimented thing, and that, you know, we're not the human race, we're the black race and the white race, and we have these different ways of viewing the world and all this shit. There's nothing inherent about any of that.
I mean, there's differences between, I mean, like if you had, you know, an African American, someone whose ancestors have been here for a long time, or someone from Jamaica, or someone from Africa, they would all be very different.
Right, because they're all from different fucking cultures.
Right.
Well, but everyone knows race is a social construct more than a
Well, no, apparently they don't.
Well, I mean,
yeah, not everyone knows. Race is bullshit. The whole concept of it is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, like,
people get too caught up on race, and this is a perfect example of like how they think they're not racist, but they really are. Like, how dare you say I'm a racist? And that's just what you get from people that make racist statements. Is how dare you? I'm definitely not a racist. But you still have all these beliefs and opinions, and these statistics back up what I'm saying, therefore I'm right, and you should just know that.
How is it racist just to point out facts?
I'm morally outraged.
It's not racist just
I'll
to
tell
point
you
out
what,
facts.
in America, usually teachers who sleep with their students are young white women.
Oh my God.
So I'll tell you what, young white women just need to stop raping their students.
Stop teaching. Stop being around children.
And men just need to stop murdering.
Right.
Stop murdering men. We need to teach men to stop murdering.
And stop raping. We need to teach men not to rape, like we need to teach blacks not to steal.
You know what, TJ? And we need to teach women to stop having abortions.
That's another way which you guys are exactly like the feminist SJW types.
Oh, teaching men not to rape?
Yeah, because they say teach men not to rape, and basically what Atheism is Unstoppable said is teach blacks not to commit crime.
Or if they have a problem with it, they should just stop committing crimes.
Just stop.
Like someone who's black that has never committed a crime in their life being singled out by the police
they should
because
just
they're
stop
black.
committing that crime that they never did in the first place.
Right, because someone else who's black happened to commit one. They should be held accountable for that too.
Yeah, because
I mean, how is this so difficult to understand?
Yeah, I mean, it's like we're talking about like some individual black person who's never committed a crime, and you're basically saying if he's harassed by the police, he deserves it because the blacks in general are crime.
His kind, it's his kind, right? His own people,
his
right?
People. His kind, his, you know, the things that are like him and not like me, the pure white person.
Fucking facts is racist. That's why this country is so fucked. Because of people like you that think.
No, this country is so fucked because of people like you who are
people.
stupid as fuck. We can say anything around black people we want. I'll say things about black people. Their music is fucking shit. It didn't used to be. It used to be fucking like, you know, jazz and shit. Now it's fucking hip-hop and it's fucking garbage. There, I criticize black people.
Racist.
I like some hip-hop, but not the newer stuff.
No, not
That's
much.
probably because I'm old.
A little bit. is okay, but most of it's shit.
Yeah, no one here is saying like don't criticize black people.
Also, their movies are fucking dumb as shit. That Tyler Perry.
If there's valid
nonsense,
reasons to criticize them, but
I would never criticize them as a whole. I'll just criticize like individuals.
Yeah, but I'm saying like there's plenty of things about quote unquote black culture that I'm willing to criticize and say is shit.
Yeah, sure, you can criticize the culture. Sure,
that's what I'm saying.
There are people. I mean, even we've learned with the woman that wasn't really black, that was like an NAACP woman. There are people who are a part of the black culture that aren't even black. Even now.
Yeah.
The only part of it. Why not?
Yeah.
Because they'll get pissed off. They can't handle it. They're fucking, they're really weak hearts, just can't take it. No. You need to criticize them. Everyone needs to criticize them. People that are, doing the things that a lot of the African Americans are doing need to be
It's kind of a mental
breakdown.
breakdown.
Yeah, he is. They need to be exposed.
They need to be in camps.
They need
Put
to
them in the camps.
Exposed for who they are. Who are they? Like,
I'm scared.
Like, should we start teaching them like, when they're 6 months old to not be criminals? Is that like? I mean,
all right, Tyrone, you going to not stealing class?
Right.
You gonna learn not to steal?
Not stealing class. I like that. There's a candy bar. What do you want to do?
I want to take it. No, wrong.
Bzz. Bzz. You shock each kid 10,000 times. They'll never do anything.
Yeah, just give them the Clockwork Orange treatment.
I like how you're the irrational one. And he's like, you just don't understand the things that they do. They need to be exposed.
They's
evil.
They're doing. It's not right. And there's awful lot of this, white people are racist sort of thing going on.
No.
There's really not.
No, you don't. Do you not understand that because you criticize a white person, you're not criticizing all white people? Do you understand? We're not this like
white
collective.
race is under attack.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's like he acts like all the different races on Earth are Star Trek species. Like we're all these alien races trying to get along.
Meeting of the darkies. Oh, we're gonna kill those whites soon.
There's a whole lot of racism coming from the other fucking side.
So it's okay for you to bandy that word about, I see.
Right. It's okay to be racist when racism's coming from the other side.
Then it's okay to call people racist.
Yeah.
But for me to call someone like atheism is unstoppable a racist, for me to call Devon Dudley a racist, that's a big deal.
Something here too. It's like there's black racists, and it's like, there's Mexican racists. There's all these other racists. Like, sure there are.
Yeah.
So what?
I'm definitely not one of these people who says that black people can't be racist. Black people can be racist as fuck.
Right. Actually, there's a video that we're going to play later about that.
Anyway, let's move on to the next fucker who's criticizing me. This guy's becoming unhinged. He's scaring me.
He's running his course.
He's scary.
So this one's this guy's calling you a flip-flopper over Bill Cosby.
Neat.
Ooh.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, specifically the Drunken Peasants? I was watching your most recent DP show, podcast.
Sounds like
show, podcast, thing.
I was watching your DP show.
I watch. Oh no!
Ooh, the cabbage.
Twice the bananas.
And TJ, you mentioned that the Bill Cosby thing. You said that you were against him from the beginning because he had so many accusers. No, you actually weren't. I've been watching you, and you said back then that you thought he was innocent of it, and...
When you said that, he was like, April 11th, 9 p.m., TJ said he did disagree with Bill Cosby.
I don't think you said that
sure
you thought he was innocent, and these are just bogus charges.
I'm pretty sure that I might have said he was innocent, like when it was like a few women. But the more and more it started pouring in, the more and more I'm like, I think there's probably something to this.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Cosby was a well-respected person.
I mean, here's the thing. I changed my mind as new evidence came in.
Right.
So,
yeah, I hate when people say you're a you flip-flop, TJ. You were for the war before you were against it. Don't make no sense. Like, Well, as more evidence comes out, and it's like, oh, I was wrong. I mean, even if TJ said that, I'm sure he fully acknowledges like he doesn't believe.
TJ's worse than John Kerry, Scotty. He's worse than John Kerry.
Just change my
mind. He voted for the $87 billion before he voted against.
When people make arguments like that, well, you know that's not true or something. If it's not true, then it's not true. But at the same time, it's like. So if someone evolves or changes their mind or looks at it a different way and says, "Oh, now I believe this,"
I definitely made statements on this show before that I thought Bill Cosby was guilty before he made that announcement.
Yeah, when you mentioned the quantity of accusations, that's kind of
I mean, like when it got up into like the 20s and shit, I'm like, come on, there's no way there's this many women lying.
I mean, we all did. That's the thing.
Okay,
but. You went on record as saying that, and then you went on record as saying you knew he was guilty. So which is it, TJ? I'm just wondering. You're flip-flopping like a little bitch, and I don't understand it.
Hold on, didn't you just admit that you didn't think Cosby had done it?
Well, I guess
he said we all did.
I guess he's saying that I'm trying to basically. He's not really saying I'm flip-flopping so much as he's saying I was trying to like rewrite history. I honestly don't remember ever coming out and saying Bill Cosby is innocent, but maybe I did. I don't know. And if I did and I erased it, it's because I don't remember.
Yeah. Right. I mean, there are things that we say on the fly on the show that could be incorrect, and if people correct us on them and show us where we're wrong, then there's really no way we can say, we were still right.
Well, this guy's an asshole. Oh, it's like, like a bitch. I mean, it's not like you're just saying, hey, I want to know what your stance is. You have to throw in a personal attack. So, I mean, that kind of just shows your true colors.
But, I mean, like, the thing is, I changed my mind as more evidence came in, and at this point, I'm pretty much entirely convinced that Cosby is guilty because he pretty much said as much in that deposition.
Yeah. Well, that's when his lawyer was like, "Shut up," so.
Well, good job his lawyer did. Let him get that far.
I guess he was smart enough to have a lawyer. That's all you can say for Bill Cosby, really.
All right, so here's that pastor that we had people draw like a Nazi. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
He wanted to kill Caitlyn Jenner. And
he wanted God to do it. But
Jesus, come down from heaven and take care of this problem.
Apparently, this I haven't watched this whole video, but it's the Holocaust hoax exposed by this guy. So maybe he is kind of a Nazi.
Neat.
Yeah.
Or sympathizes with them at the very
Hey, Ben, you can't call him racist just because.
Oh, well, I called him racist, so that means I think all white people are racist.
Yeah, you do. Why do you think all white people are racist,
I'm
Ben?
turning against my own kind. Yeah. How can I do that?
Why are you such a race traitor? Yeah, race traitor.
Race traitor and a word slave.
Word slave is amusing, but the whole term race traitor is just fucking laughable.
Yeah, anyone who says that is also a racist, by the way.
Yeah, anyone that uses that word seriously.
You have to be.
Right.
Because no one else thinks they have a loyalty to their race other than a racist. I'm sorry.
I'm white, you white. We the white club.
Us whites gotta stick together because we white.
Because there are white people that I have absolutely no loyalty towards whatsoever.
Why would you?
At all.
We share a skin tone, therefore, we're
that
the
doesn't
same.
mean shit to me.
Yeah, it doesn't mean shit to anyone with a fucking brain.
Anyway, but they've got to be exposed. All right, here's this piece of shit.
Gotcha. Hey everybody, Steven Anderson here,
co-producer
Anderson,
you miserable
Marching
sack of
Design.
shit. How you doing?
If you have not seen this movie yet, check it out. Go to marchingdesign.com. You can watch
Maybe that
the whole
should be our
thing
next
on YouTube.
commentary.
But one of the things that I keep getting asked about this movie that exposes the fraud of the modern-day nation of Israel and the fraud of the religion known as Judaism, people will often just bring up the Holocaust and say, well, what about the Holocaust?
Well, here's good news, folks. It was all fake.
Big misunderstanding. The Nazis were actually trying to feed the Jews. The Jews were like, we don't want to eat or have clothes or have any creature comforts. We just want to live in these ghettos we're going to build for ourselves. And would you believe that the Germans were trying to help them?
The Germans just like, please eat.
Please eat and leave, and here's some warm food and clothing. And they're like, no, we want to torture ourselves because we're Jews and we don't even really exist. Our religion is bullshit. Everyone knows it. We're all frauds.
Even though that's not really relevant to this film, because the things in this film are true no matter what one believes about the Holocaust. It's all based on the Bible. It's all based on...
Oh, yeah, they're true because they're based on the Bible.
Well, but that's the Bible, TJ. I mean, come on. Do you have any evidence?
You can't argue with the Bible.
Do you have any evidence that can disprove the entire Bible, TJ?
Yes.
Lying around right now, you do. What is the evidence?
Yep.
What is it?
My evidence is...
some damn statistics, TJ. Not good enough, buddy.
Yeah.
Government says you're wrong, so you're wrong.
Got these government statistics that show the Bible is false. Like that episode of The Twilight Zone.
The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. We are good God-fearing people, TJ.
Good God-fearing people! Fact. And so the Holocaust doesn't really affect any of the information in this film, but yet that's something that people bring up all the time and keep asking about. So I just wanted to make a short video to address the Holocaust, which, you know, frankly, I don't believe that the official version of the Holocaust is true whatsoever.
Short video.
Now, first of all,
let's just knock the Holocaust down in about 10 minutes here, you know, like...
It's like 30 minutes long, this
okay,
video.
30 minutes, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, but...
So he's going to disprove the Holocaust in 30 minutes, or,
right.
You know, the official version.
The original story is so flimsy that, you know...
There's a little bit of truth to it, but...
Little slim...
There's not a mountain of evidence to prove it happened. Nothing like that.
Glimmer of...
Nothing like mass graves or anything.
Mass graves, the fact that the concentration camps, that how those people still exist,
those Jews,
their hair, their clothing, the museums, you know, all that, the numerous photographs of the people starving in captivity. Yeah, that all that doesn't exist.
I've heard these Holocaust deniers say, and I don't know if he'll say this, but I've heard them say that the Nazis wanted to feed the Jews, but the Allied forces, you know, cut the supply lines, and that's what happened. So really,
no.
Really, it was the Allies' fault that the Jews all, you know, starved and died.
That is so laughable. That's
why, Scotty.
Start out by saying this.
That's just
I'm not
history at its finest. Oh, it was the Allies actually. The Nazis were like, give these Jews some food. That's why they were poisoning them with Zyklon B and then burning their bodies.
Scotty.
It was actually
that's not alleged.
It was actually the Confederacy that were the patriots. Scotty.
Oh, sure.
They just wanted to keep America the way it was before.
Yep.
The Union was trying to change it.
And the KKK are the true racial progressives.
Not a racist.
They stopped lynching,
I don't have
folks.
a racist bone in my body, and anybody who has seen this film knows that this film is not a racist film whatsoever.
Not at all.
And no, I am not pro-Hitler or pro-Nazi or pro-National Socialist. Look, I'm not for any kind of socialism, let alone
Oh, well, you're kind of missing the point there, because like socialism is just economic.
Yeah.
For the most part.
He's probably a libertarian, if I had to guess.
We're talking about...
Well, he's definitely not a libertarian.
National socialism in Germany is very different than...
yeah, it's not the same as socialism.
Yeah. I don't think Karl Marx wrote anything about genocide.
Oh, he did.
The Communist Manifesto.
And that's why we got to kill all the Jews, guys.
National socialism. I believe in freedom and liberty and very limited government.
No, you
don't.
No,
this is not pro.
You literally want the government to execute homosexuals. That's not. That means that you believe in none of those things.
Hold on, limited meaning like I don't have to pay taxes anymore, which he probably doesn't pay very many taxes anyway. Yeah.
What a chode.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me, Kent Hovind got out of prison. Someone sent me a message telling me that.
How?
I think he had done his time, actually.
Really? I thought he had more years.
Let me double check that really quick.
You're a fucktard, aren't you, Kent?
Yeah, Kent Hovind's out.
Yay!
Finally, let's throw him a get out of jail party.
Yeah, we gotta throw Kent a get out of jail party.
Yeah.
We should try to get Kent on the show.
Yeah, let's get Kent on our show.
Fucking hilarious if we could.
Kent, come on our show, buddy. Everyone tweet at Kent Hovind if he has a Twitter.
He'll have one soon. If he is out, it looks like he is.
Yeah, everyone tweet Kent Hovind or wherever you can find him. Send him emails or mails or whatever. Let him know that he has to be on the Drunken Peasants podcast as his first big media appearance since being incarcerated.
Yeah, he's been in for like 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kent is free.
Pro-Hitler or racist or anything. That has nothing to do with this issue. The issue is whether or not 6 million Jews died in gas chambers, and were subsequently cremated, what we know as the Holocaust. That's the issue. It's an issue of whether these historical events took place or not. Now, before you just get upset and angry and emotional without hearing the facts...
I'm not even emotional. I just think you're ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, what sort of evidence can you possibly present to disprove that this happened?
He's got evidence, Scotty. He's got fucking evidence, bitch.
Remember what the Bible says in Proverbs 18:13.
Yeah, Proverbs, bitch.
He that answereth the matter before he heareth it.
He's calling you it's like he called you the egg bitch.
Proverbs, bitch, now.
I remember that happened. Scotty was like, I'm going to kill you, DJ.
He did. He wanted to kill me. Hey, Scotty wanted to add some new perks to the Patreon, and I'm like, you know, if we get to like 1,250 or whatever a month,
Scotty eats a plate of scrambled eggs.
No, I was like, you have to actually dress up as the egg bitch.
Oh,
go give eggs to people. And Scotty was like,
which one would you rather do? Eat a plate of scrambled eggs or dress up like the egg?
He would definitely rather eat the eggs.
Eat the eggs.
Because when I told him that, he's like, I wouldn't do it unless I was going to be paid so much that I could just live off it for the rest of my life. So it would have to be literally millions of dollars.
Fuck that. I'd do it for way less than that.
Me too. I don't see what the big deal is, personally.
Then dress as the egg bitch, TJ.
I will. I don't give a shit.
You know what? You're not an egg bitch. You're the banana boy.
All right. I'll fucking dress as the banana bitch then, or whatever you want.
Go around handing out bananas.
Maybe I will, Scotty.
Someone should make you like a pair of like shorts with a banana coming out of the ass.
Yep. Banana. Banana.
This guy's boring.
He sucks. Oh. Well, let's hear his evidence for why the Holocaust didn't happen, at least.
It is folly and shame unto him.
Right.
Ask yourself
Proverbs, great.
how much you really even know about this subject. Do you even know what the word Holocaust means?
Oh, so if you don't understand the etymology of the word,
what is
then
this
you're fucking obviously
Christian
ignorant.
G-man fucking obsession with the definition of words?
True
the etymology.
empiricism.
Yeah, the etymology of words. And it's
because then they can play word games.
They're word slaves.
Fucking word
semantic slaves.
Word slaving.
Word slave, motherfucker.
The Bible
I'm going to
says
explain
that's
that a
okay.
little bit later in this video. But do you even know the definition of that word? Have you really studied these facts for yourself? Or could you even articulate the official version? Or do you just believe in it because everybody's telling you that if you don't believe in it...
of the official version? I mean, I've watched plenty of documentaries on the Holocaust and World War II, and I've read materials that delve into that as well. I think most people have. It's a pretty large historical event. I mean, granted, there's a lot of stupid, ignorant people out there who probably don't know shit about it, but you're basically trying to appeal to those people right now. Like, hey, are you fucking stupid about this issue? Then you might actually believe what I'm about to say.
You're a racist, and you're a skinhead, and a Nazi, and all these things. Look, there's a reason
familiar.
why it's illegal in 14 countries to even question the events of the Holocaust. Because of the fact that there are a lot of things about the story that don't add up. Now, again, before we get into it, let me say this. Obviously, Jews died in World War II. Obviously, there were Jews that were executed in World War II. Obviously, Hitler hated Jews. I'm not disputing that fact for 1 second.
Okay.
That Hitler and the Nazis hated Jews, or that the Jews were rounded up and put into forced labor camps, and that they were put on trains and taken to camps where they were forced to work, etc.
All right.
Lots of people died in World War II.
That's true. A lot of people did die. I mean, but the difference between these other people being killed is those people were casualties of war, or they were soldiers, or they were happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, or their building was hit by a bomb, or, you know, whatever. That's what happens in war, and people understand that. It's not like saying, hey, this group of people we're going to round up, and then we're going to kill them simply because they're a different religion.
Look at this fucking picture. Oh, God. It's just too perfect. I don't know.
He looks stoned.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, people could draw like a big doobie in his mouth. Look at the.
Cap.
I didn't even see that. The Jewish Fables thing.
Yeah, Jewish Fables.
Fables.
Jewish Fables.
It's almost like Aesop's fables, but more Jewish.
Yeah.
But a fable is kind of supposed to, teach you a lesson or you make a point. So I mean, even if it was Jewish fables, even if you say in the Holocaust,
and I think
it's a fable.
fables are technically fictional. They're
yes,
known
of
to
course.
be. So I think that's the point behind the name, like Jewish fables. These are fables told by Jews. It's like it wasn't that long ago. It's not like ancient Greece or anything like that.
Not to mention, he believes in a big book of fucking fables. I mean, the Bible.
The tale of the Jew and the apple.
He just believes in one more.
There are people still alive today that had been in camps.
Nah, man. Lies. Lies. All liars.
Yeah, we have actual people who have survived the Holocaust that are still alive to this day.
You mean like Eli Weasel? Got Lion Weasel right in his name.
And they weren't all Jews.
Lion Weasel. Yeah, there was gypsies, homosexuals.
There were Catholic. There were Polish Catholics.
Dissenters.
Yeah.
Prisoners of war.
People whose dicks were bigger than Hitler.
World War II. About
People who didn't like
70
sauerkraut.
million people died in World War II on all sides. It was a horrific event. It was a bloodbath. I mean, we're talking Russians, Americans, Germans, British, some Jews. I mean,
Eskimos.
Everyone you named except for Germans were on the Allied forces.
Germans.
Germans and it's like, okay, dude, the Japanese.
You said Americans, British.
The country with the most casualties was easily Russia.
Russia, yeah.
Russia was like, that's basically.
Which I've heard revisionist history try to say that almost suggests that they were on the other side, not on our side.
Yeah, the Russians and the Germans were friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they were for a brief time.
No, they basically had a non-aggression pact. Cause like the Soviet Union was like, they're not going to attack us. We have so many more people. We have this manpower.
But they didn't count on Hitler's stupidity, so.
Well, Hitler believed he could defeat the fucking Russians very quickly, and he almost did. He came very close to doing that, even though he had a war on another front.
people died in this horrific event known as World War II. No one's disputing those things. The question is, were 6 million Jews gassed and then cremated?
Yes.
Yep. Now, first of all, let's start out by talking about Auschwitz, which is the main so-called death camp or execution camp. And so we might as well start there since it's the biggest one.
Okay.
Now, let me just start by pointing out the fact that in the late 1940s, there was a plaque located at Auschwitz for all the visitors to see, all the tourists that would come from America, from Israel, from wherever. They had this famous plaque that said, 4 million people suffered and died here at the hands of the Nazi murderers between the years 1940 and 1945. So right there it says that 4 million died. This plaque was in place until the early 90s with the fall of the Soviet Union.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what he's about to say.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
When the plaque was replaced with another plaque that says, "Forever let this place be a cry of despair and a warning to humanity where the Nazis murdered about 1.5 million men, women, and children."
Oh my God.
So they
they changed the plaque.
They changed the number, but I mean,
okay, well here's the thing, I mean, trying to piece that together probably took them a long time to figure that out. I mean, I mean, obviously before too, Poland was under the Soviet Union's sphere of influence, so they probably made the numbers seem greater than they really were. But I mean, it's still an atrocity. It's like, oh, they revised it, so it's like,
Scotty, it was only 1.5 million.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like, it wasn't 4 million. It was only 1.5 million. Come on.
It's kind of like this. Well, science always changes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Jews from various countries of Europe. So we have a change here from 4 million people in the late 40s on the plaque to about 1.5 million.
Your evidence so far is that a plaque was changed.
Yeah, a plaque changed. I'm sold.
Then we have this plaque right here that's
there's more plaques.
even later that says that 1.1 million of these people died in Auschwitz. Approximately 90% of the victims were Jews. So basically we have 4 million, then we have 1.5 million, and then now we have less than 1 million, because if you look at 90% of 1.1 million, you have less than 1 million.
Wow. The story keeps changing.
Well, let's even say that's true. You're still saying, oh, only 1.3 million people were killed and basically systematically tortured and killed. Like, oh, it's no big deal.
One change in the story discredits the entire
Yeah,
story.
exactly. It's like, this isn't even evidence that it's incorrect.
We don't know why these plaques were changed. We don't know what the story is with the 4 million plaque.
Do you want to move on?
We can see a little bit more.
Okay.
Jews that died at Auschwitz. So, my question is this. How can you reduce the total at Auschwitz from 4 million to 2.5 million, but the total always stays the same? It's always 6 million, 6 million, 6 million.
Here's
the
why.
reason why it's always 6 million is because that number was 4.
No, it's because that's the number of Jewish people who actually went missing.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention there wasn't like there was only one concentration camp they were sent to. That's just the most famous one.
Yeah, I mean, so what you're saying doesn't make sense. So they think, let's say, I don't know if the reason for the 4 million on the previous sign was because of the Soviet-controlled Poland thing, or if it was because they originally thought that and later thought something else, but I'm sure that they just decided that, no, actually, we've looked at the evidence, we think that more people were actually killed at this concentration camp, and they actually weren't killed at Auschwitz. I mean, why is that not perfectly plausible?
Foreordained. That number really doesn't have anything to do with historical fact or any kind of a calculation about how many people actually died. It's just a foreordained number because of the fact that the Jews love numbers, and that's what the Kabbalah is all about. It's the
Jews love
of
numbers
and the gematria.
The Jews, they just love the numbers. They love to play around with the numbers. You seen them?
I mean, at this point, I remember the beginning. I'm not a bigot. It's like Jews love numbers. It's like, are you kidding me, man? Really? What's next? They have big noses and they just love money. They just need to get as much money as they can. They control the world. I mean,
in all fairness, they do have big noses. Most of them, anyway.
Yeah. There's exceptions.
Sure.
And think about all the things that they always fixate on that have to do with the number 6. They have a 6-pointed star.
God.
6 million dead in the Holocaust. The 6 Days War.
Wow.
And how many supposed death camps were there? Well, of course, there were 6.
Wow. Case closed, guys. Case fucking closed. Holocaust never happened. I'm convinced. Jews are obsessed with the number 6, guys. It's just
I fucking
it's a
hate
commonly
this guy.
known fact.
This guy's a pile of shit.
I hate him so much. Can we please move on?
Yeah, let's move on. I don't want to hear more of this garbage. This guy is the biggest piece of shit we've pretty much ever had on this show.
Well, we knew that going in.
Ugh.
We should have him on the show.
No thanks.
We should just have him on and be like, fuck you, and then hang up.
I would be fine with that.
Well, now you've already aired what we planned to do anyway, so now he probably wouldn't come.
Well, we can say "fuck you, asshole." add a little twist on there in the end.
Fuck you, asshole.
All right,
Fuck you, asshole.
Fuck this dude. He's a pile of shit.
I'm so tired of him that I don't even care who made the next video.
It's a good time for me to go to the bathroom.
The Godly Bros! Godly Bros!
Hey everyone, it's Vigilante Christian Mario, and you're here for another End Time Report. In today's
End Time Report.
Yeah, and for another End Time Report.
The only End Time Report I need is the apocalypse is happening, you're fucked, have a nice day.
Martha, I have to make sure that tonight I get to catch the End Time Report tonight.
Oh, today's going to be ending real soon.
Yeah, gotta make sure I'm up on the speed of, what's going on with the End Time.
There's a it looks like a nuclear explosion.
Oh, of course.
And like a Mayan or or the Easter Island thing looking at him. I don't know.
Some kind of statue.
Yeah, some kind of statue looking at the
mushroom cloud.
Oh no!
I wanted to answer the question that many of you have been asking me about September of this year.
What the fuck's going on?
Will it be an apocalyptic end times? Yes,
No.
many people believe that in September there are going to be some very significant events that.
Okay. I mean,
Many people.
I haven't even heard this, but many people thought, 2012 was going to be the end of the world.
Remember Y2K? The year 2000, it's going to be the end of the world.
I even think there was a time in 2011, those people that bought those billboards. That was 2011. A whole bunch of people.
Oh yeah, 2012. 2012 is going to be the end.
Yeah, Heaven's Gate. Those people, they thought that the end was coming.
Oh yeah, man. There's always some new end
Yeah,
of
it's
the world.
the end. The world's going to end on this day, and this time, and this place.
World's gonna end when it fucking feels like it, not when some stupid human thinks it's gonna end.
Will occur that will bring about the apocalypse that the Bible talks about.
So wait, is he making an end time prediction in this video?
Oh yeah, you see the date on the screen?
September 2015.
Pretty
Okay,
close.
so if
Damn, got a couple more months left.
If September rolls on by and the world doesn't end, will he close his YouTube channel and go the fuck away?
Well, I think he's about to address this. I don't know his stance on this yet.
Okay.
So he's saying many people are talking about it.
Reference to the blood moon theory. Now, right off the bat, I'm just going to state that I've already done a video exposing this. It's completely debunked. The blood moon theory debunked. False end times prophecy exposed.
So, okay, he doesn't believe it. Damn.
Yeah.
You need to understand, the Bible very clearly does say there will be signs in the skies with the stars and the sun and the moon.
Right, the
but
stars.
John Hagee's and others' blood moon theory is absolutely false, and it's been debunked. So go ahead and watch the video in the description section below.
Stupid.
Now, do we live in the end times? Absolutely.
And how long is the end times? Like, what's the?
Well, they've been
we live in the vague end times.
Considering that every single fucking generation of Christians thinks that Jesus is coming back in their lifetime, I think we've been living in the end times for quite a while now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like, ever since Jesus died, we've been living in the end times, basically.
Yeah, that mushroom cloud kind of looks like a clown to me. You see the smiling face there.
I do see that.
Yeah, you see it?
Yep. I see the teeth.
Yeah, you see the teeth. It even has the big hair on the sides and shit.
That's crazy.
Yes, we do. But does anyone know the day or the hour? No one knows. So,
except
can
God.
I tell you
God
for sure
knows.
that something's going to
God
happen
knows.
in September?
What about that, Mario?
No, I can't.
God knows,
because
bitch.
No one knows the day or the hour in which the Lord will come.
I do.
There are some very significant events happening in the world. I do agree with that. But there is a danger here that the church begins to cry wolf at apocalyptic end time signs that aren't even biblical or true. So that later on, when the real prophecies start to manifest, no one believes us anymore.
Yeah, no, that's the problem.
That's
the
the problem.
fucking problem, man.
Too much crying wolf. Yeah, you know what? Mario's figured it out.
No one believes the legit people like Mario because all those crazies out there muddying the water.
I believe Satan really wants us to be crying wolf. So let us be vigilant. Take time, please, to go.
I love how he discredits other people that have ideas like his.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, isn't it?
It's like zero self-awareness.
He does all the time. Like, oh, these people are crazy. And when people said I was doing Illuminati symbols, I wasn't.
That was just a coincidence.
Yeah, that's what it says. They're misinterpreting it. But when he sees it, it's like,
he was doing like the okay sign like this,
Sign of the devil, you mean?
But he showed a video years ago of John Cena doing that because you know how he does it too, and he was like, "This is Illuminati symbolism."
But that's when John Cena does it, you idiot.
Oh, not when he.
Don't you understand, Ben? How stupid are you?
Go and watch my blood moon theory debunked video. This will absolutely show you that this is false. But there will be these events, but it's not the way that John Hagee and others have been.
Scotty, what do you think? What day do you think the world's going to end, buddy?
I'm going to go with 2020. January 1st, 2020, a meteorite is just going to strike the Earth and just wipe out all life.
Really?
Yep.
Damn, I would want it to happen while I'm not alive anymore.
No, you're going to be dead.
Ben's
going to be
sorry, Scotty, but I have to disagree with you.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to disagree.
Yeah,
sort of disagree.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be sooner than that, Scotty.
When?
I predict it's going to be
at 10:45 tonight.
Nope, it's going to be July 16th of this month.
Really?
Yep, the world's going to end.
Well, you know.
At what time?
11:45 a.m.
Because that's 3 days away.
Yep. 11:45 a.m. The new cockies will drop.
11:45 a.m. our time.
The new cockies will drop,
and the world will drown in Jesuit semen.
Because when it's
unless gay, I mean, and if it's averted, then we can probably thank Gail and the fearless crew of the Church of Gail.
Gail will give her life to save the world.
Gail will jump into space and eat the semen before it can get to Earth.
Now, my brother in Christ from Puritan Pictures, Brother Jared, a absolutely
Puritan Pictures, he said. It's like, wow, from Puritan Pictures. When I hear that, I just have to see that movie because it's going to be awesome.
Spirit-filled man has made a fantastic video addressing this, and I wanted to share that with you because he was definitely led by the Spirit to share this video.
Neat.
It's going to edify you and put all this into perspective. Yes, we do live in the end times. That, trust me, I recognize that. But we do need to be vigilant.
We do need to be vigilant.
I'm tired of this because he says the same thing in almost every video.
Over and over again.
Mario has told me twice that he's going to be on the show. He's even sent me a voice message which I played on the show before. So we know for sure that he's told us that he's going to be on. We need people to let Mario know that he needs to come on the show.
Come on the show, Mario.
Because it's been a while.
Come on the show.
It's time, Mario.
It's time to come.
Your time is now, Mario. What are you afraid of? If you're arguing with the truth, Mario, the truth shall set you free.
Yeah.
The truth?
Come to the Drunken Peasants!
You've got God on your side, Mario.
Yeah. If God's on your side, you have nothing to fear, Mario.
Yeah.
God said there'd be persecution, Mario.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I have some articles. Let's see.
Articles.
Yes. Have you heard this?
Poll Jeb Trump in virtual tie. It's pretty sad for the Republican Party.
I know.
GOP presidential candidates Jeb Bush and Donald Trump are locked in a virtual tie for the 2016 Republican nomination, according to Reuters Ipsos. I don't know if that's Ipsos poll released Saturday. It found that 16.1% of self-identified Republicans back Bush, the former governor of Florida. Trump, a New York business mogul, chases Bush's lead with a 15.8% support. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie came in third at 9.5% of possible voters backing.
Can you believe this?
They really haven't congealed around any one candidate yet, though.
But Donald Trump?
I'm surprised that Chris Christie is in such hot contention as well. But yeah, Trump,
that's within a margin of error. Within the margin of error more than likely.
Oh, yeah. Most polls, it's like 1 to 4%.
If they nominate Trump, we don't even need to have a general election. You can just give the crown to Hillary.
Yeah, I hope Trump wins the nomination. That'd be great. I'm no fucking Hillary fan, but come on. At that point, it's just if Trump is who they want for America, then pretty much anything besides that would be better. A brown paper bag would be better for America.
I'm pretty sure Trump is gonna be eviscerated in debates.
Who would be worse for America, President Trump or President TJ?
I would say that I'd be worse. Because
I know.
I would actually consciously do things to fuck America over.
And then you'd be like, I'm tired today. I feel like
Nah, Trump would be a worse president than TJ because he's part of he's part of the machinery that's runs of the elite of this country. He's a fucking billionaire.
Yeah, I would pretty much, even as president, I would have no political capital.
What would happen?
I would just veto everything. That'd be about it.
With President TJ, eventually TJ would stop being president for days, and then he'd just be like, Scotty, be president for me. And next thing you know, Scotty would end up having to do all the president work.
Sounds about right, honestly.
I show up every once.
Scotty, sign that, veto that shit.
Yeah.
I show up every once in a while and give a speech to the American people. Hey, America, it's your president. Everything's fucking ship-shape. Everything's good here. America's doing fine.
Was President TJ drunk?
I know that we have 18.7% unemployment, but I've got it on good word. It's going to be going down to 17.3% real soon.
He'll be kind of like Boris Yeltsin as president. Boris Yeltsin, he was always drunk. He was the first Russian president.
Well, that seems appropriate for Russia, right?
Yeah, so Hillary is destroying Bernie Sanders. She's at 48.3% of self-identified Democrats backing her. Bernie Sanders only has 22.9%.
Yeah, well, like I said, he's not going to win. He's not going to get the nomination.
These are early polls.
Yeah, he's not going to get the nomination.
More than likely, no.
It's going to be Hillary.
I would say Obama was trailing by more.
I don't see Trump getting the GOP
I'm not talking about Trump.
but-
I'm talking about Bernie Sanders. Obama was trailing by more.
Sure.
At this same point.
But Obama was an exciting, dynamic black guy. Bernie Sanders is an old, curmudgeonly white guy.
It's true. It's unlikely.
I don't think he's going to do it. But I could be wrong.
It was unlikely that Obama was going to beat Hillary.
Yeah, but I knew he was going to. You can even ask Scotty.
Well,
TJ was pretty much thought Obama was going to win.
I thought so too.
After Iowa.
But I mean, it could have gone either way. I mean, after
It was close
Before
in a number
Iowa.
of states.
Before Iowa, I thought.
It was close in a number
I thought
of
so
states.
too, and that's why I actually went to see him when he was still a senator, when he was on the campaign
The
trail.
moment I knew Obama was going to be at least the nominee was when I saw him give an interview on 60 Minutes. Back probably about a year before he announced he was running. But it was obvious he was going to.
Do you want to go further on this? I have a few more articles if you want to.
Sure, we can take a look at a couple more.
All right, let's see.
What is this? Matt Walsh blog, which is really small. Hey, are you aware of this? You can now pass in peace with $350,000 life insurance policy for just $21 a month.
How about you not read their ad?
Why not?
Shit, that much? Yeah, fuck, let's kill TJ, man.
I'll read the ad if I
Spread
want
half
to
of
read
his
the
gold
ad.
with you.
How about you close the ad if you don't want me reading it? As you know, the Supreme Court unilaterally legalized gay marriage across the country on
Why don't
Friday.
you build a playpen for me? I'll stay in there all
I'll
day.
read the fucking ad if I want. What the fuck is they gonna fucking? What are they gonna do? I wrote something shortly after responding generally to this illegal, disastrous, ridiculous move. Unlike many commentators who follow the news cycle like it's dictated by God, I never intended on just dropping the matter and moving on to something else. There are issues that should be dropped quickly and issues that shouldn't. The institution of family and the future of our civilization tends to fall in the latter category. This guy's fucking psyched. He ain't gonna drop this shit anytime soon. So rather than once again articulate all the arguments opposed to the charade known as gay marriage, I've decided to address some on my side who agree intellectually with my position but insist it doesn't matter that much and gay marriage doesn't affect us. All right, let's take a look at some of his responses to these messages. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't...
Oh, there's like a read more button at the bottom. Or is there? What is this? No?
Hold on.
Gay marriage hurts me personally. Alright, so this is like him talking to people. This is the people talking to him?
Apparently.
So I received a lot of feedback about my Supreme... So this is his feedback.
And this is on The Blaze, which is Glenn Beck related shit.
So someone named Angel says, you're an idiot. Hi, kill yourself, thanks. You're a fucking clown. That drivel you wrote on The Blaze is the biggest piece of shit since Atlas Shrugged. You call yourself a journalist. You're a fucking mope living in a vacuum of fear and hate. SMH something. Oop, what the hell's going on?
Use the wheel.
I'm using it. It's not working.
You are stupid.
I'm using the wheel. The wheel doesn't work. The wheel is false.
The wheel is false.
It's a false god.
So, are they talking about the blog thing we were just looking at a second ago?
I guess. This is some reaction to some other article he wrote. Matt Walsh is a fucking moron.
Fuck you, you fucking worthless douche.
Fuck you. Matt, you really are a piece of shit.
Hi, Monarch. Matt Walsh is a fucking moron.
This part right here.
Remember, love wins.
There's nothing like being called a bigoted pile of garbage in the first sentence and being told in the next that love has won. Indeed, you know love has emerged victorious when a bunch of liberals are screaming in your face, calling your children ugly, and urging you to kill yourself. Progressivism, as we've seen, is a bubbling cauldron of vile, hideous hatred.
Unlike conservatism.
This is like Anita Sarkeesian kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm such a victim.
There's a few assholes from this group, so they all are.
They are all assholes because they don't like me and they called me a dick face. When our culture was grounded in Christian principles, we used to think of love in the way that St. Paul described it. Love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast, love is not self-seeking. Now, in this progressive dystopia, love has suddenly become something that tells you to drink battery acid and die. The difference is slight but noticeable. When they were saying love wins, they meant the love of gay couples who can now finally marry. They still hate your ass. And it's easy to see why. I hate him too. He sucks. How 7 things that have nothing to do with rape perfectly illustrate the concept of consent. This is from Upworthy. Essentially, instead of teaching women how to avoid rape, let's raise boys specifically not to rape. Okay. How does that work exactly? How about you just teach everyone the value of consent and, you know, that'll be just fine, I think.
You know, we've discussed this ad nauseum in a sense. It's like, okay, you need not to rape. It's like, who is going around thinking, besides people who actually do want to rape, hey, rape is okay, it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's not, Scotty. Rape is cool. Rape is the hip new thing that all the fucking kids are doing. But what does teaching boys about consent really look like in action? Well, here's what it looks like. Viral letter I wrote to my teen titled, "Son, it's okay if you don't get laid tonight," explaining his responsibility in the matter. I wanted to show by example that Maxwell's words weren't about shaming or blaming boys who'd done nothing wrong yet, but about giving them a roadmap to navigate their sexual encounters ahead. There's also rape prevention campaigns on so many college campuses aiming to reach young men right at the heart of where acquaintance rape is so prevalent. Many men are welcoming these efforts. Thank you, feminist masters. Please castrate me.
You know,
and then there are creative endeavors. So let's read her letter to her son, talking about how she's gonna teach him not to rape and such. Here we go. I don't know how to make it bigger.
I don't have a keyboard, so.
Me neither.
You're garbage, TJ. Just go back to the other one.
All right. So let's see what more.
Here's this comic.
Has. There's some comic here.
Want to watch Pulp Fiction?
Sure.
It's your line next.
Half hour. Oh, you want me to do the black guy?
Yeah, you're the black guy.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, so this is an hour and a half later, or half hour.
Yeah, half hour later.
I'm not really liking this. Let's do something else.
No! You said you'd watch the movie, so you're staying until it's done.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Bitch. Thanks for letting me borrow your car.
No problem.
It's your turn now.
What are you doing, man?
Borrowing your car. You said I could.
You can't take my car whenever you want.
That's bullshit. You said I could have it once, so I should be able to have it all the time.
Shredded down. I really like the Fluffy Bunny's new song, The Middle of the Night.
Ugh, what the hell?
You said you liked the song.
Yeah, but I don't want it when I'm trying to sleep or whatever.
You botched that one.
I don't care. I can't read it that well.
So that's the design I want someday, right here.
While he's unconscious. She tattoos it on him.
You tattooed me while I was passed out. What is wrong with you?
You said you wanted it.
But I didn't want it when I said I was unconscious and didn't know what was happening.
There's no said in there, Scotty.
Oh, whatever.
You fucked it up,
Fuck
too.
Fuck you. All right.
Thanks for making me breakfast, sweetie.
You're welcome, Harold. Ah.
Where's breakfast, bitch?
Fuck you, asshole. I ain't your bitch.
You are my wife, and it is your duty to cook for me. Now make me some eggs, or there will be hell to pay.
I didn't know you felt that way about it.
I brought these cards. Now I can teach you poker.
Cool. A short time later. Now that I know the rules, I don't think this game is for me.
You can't invite me over to play cards and then not want to play cards. I went through all this trouble for you, so you owe me and we're playing.
Hey, you. Come here and take this. Soon.
But I don't want to carry this stuff. Stop it.
Well, you're dressed like a weightlifter showing off your muscles. You're asking to be
You're
asking to be handed heavy stuff. Don't blame me.
Why not?
Oh, well.
So there you have it.
So there, yeah. You see that shit, and that's why don't rape, kids. That'll teach them boys not to fucking rape.
What doesn't make sense is it's like, okay, look how like faulty this reasoning is. It's like, okay, well, one, any guy that's using that sort of logic just wants to get laid no matter what. If it doesn't mean they're gonna rape the girl.
Excuse me, why don't you shut your fucking rape apologist's mouth, you male fucking pig?
You're a sexist.
You misogynist piece of shit with your mansplaining bullshit. You fucking disgust me. I'm reading, fuckface.
I think someone should, like, pepper spray that woman.
She's probably impervious to it.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
She's impervious.
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 She was like impervious.
You said in.
She was like
and then you said pervy. And then you said us.
Us.
Like, we're pervy. And
We were
we're
like
in her.
Pervy us.
Oh, yeah.
In. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
All right. I think this is Wild Bill.
Wild Bill.
Yeah.
Wild Bill for America.
Yep.
The marriage of church and state.
Hello everybody, Wild Bill for America here. You know, since marriage seems to be such an important issue lately, let's talk about one of the most important marriages in history. The marriage of the Christian church and the United States of America. They are...
So... Thomas Jefferson, one of the architects of America, probably only second to maybe Hamilton. He said that the First Amendment existed specifically to create a wall of separation between church and state. That's where the very concept comes from, is from Jefferson. Separation of church and state. That's what he said the First Amendment was meant to create. So there is no marriage between the Christian church and the United States of America, nor should there ever be.
The real definition of marriage, TJ. The real definition.
Well, it doesn't even make any sense when you think about it. It's like, okay, the time...
So is the church the girl, or is America the girl? Because this is traditional marriage, right?
Right. The real definition of marriage.
So which one is fucking which?
I have no idea.
I would. Is the church fucking America, or is America fucking the church? I think the church is fucking America.
But the United States rebelled against a country where that was the case. The fucking king and the church were basically one and the same thing.
That was the wrong Christian church.
Oh, the wrong Christian church. But a bunch of people who rebelled against those ideas and principles.
Actually, well, that... I mean, at least in England, the Church of England was controlled by the king.
Yeah.
After Henry VIII.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
So he could get up to his marriage antics.
But I would say most Protestants accept the Church of England. They're not considered not real Christians like Catholics are. So.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
inseparable, even though certain people are determined to see the USA and the Christian church get a divorce. When Christians fled the persecution in Europe to come to this land, the first thing they did was to plant a cross on the shore of the Atlantic Ocean and declare that in this new land...
So what?
Yeah, so... How do you even know that they did that anyway?
But even if they did, it's like, so
saw
what?
it in a movie.
The people that were already fucking here didn't give a shit about crosses.
They did later on.
Yeah, they sure did.
They were forced to give a shit.
Yeah.
You love this cross? No. Do you love this cross?
Yeah,
sure I do. Why not? Love it. Love it.
People would be free to worship without the heavy and often vicious hand of government interfering. In this world, it seems like there's always somebody determined to stomp out faith in God. Not just in their own life, they're determined to stomp out faith in God in everybody's life.
Yeah.
They are.
It's okay for you to go around preaching
promote
your shit and saying people need to believe they're going to go to hell, all that. That's all fine. But if anyone questions you, oh, they're trying to stamp out God.
There's a difference, stupid, because he preaching the damn truth.
Oh, it's the truth.
They preaching the fucking truth. You just trying to lie to people, make them believe.
So
in
atheists don't see what they're saying as the
ideas,
truth,
man.
or basically what they've found through.
Nope, just an excuse to sin and hate God. That's all that is.
Sinful lifestyles in violation of
sinful
God's law.
lifestyles. That's what it is.
There is no live and let live with the anti-God crowd. They actively hunt down people of faith for the purpose of persecuting them out of existence.
Oh yeah, that's all we do.
We hunt them down like, after the show we're gonna go out with like some bows and arrows and find Christians. It's like, what?
Good Planet of the Apes up in here.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. We're gonna get
Going
fucking
on a human hunt.
We're gonna get some guns. We're gonna have guns and fucking trucks and tanks, and we're gonna be like time to round up some Christians to kill real quick.
Gonna persecute.
As you all remember, the Christian Killing Act of 2015 recently passed, so it's legal now.
That's why TJ is always so busy, because TJ goes and like hangs out outside of churches and persecutes Christians.
I'm just like, hey, you Christian? You a Christian? You love Jesus?
That's what he spends most of his spare time doing.
And then if they say yes, I wallop them with a sock full of quarters.
And I drive by I'd say at least 5 or 6 churches regularly, and I see them packed. If religion is really under such threat in America, it doesn't really appear that way.
Kill them all!
The number one reason for the forming of the United States of America was to protect people from the God haters.
Yep.
The founding fathers
That's what it was.
voted
No,
in the
hold on. That was the fucking, if you read the Declaration of Independence, it says right there.
God haters.
This is to end the tyranny of the God haters.
He's obviously never read, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, which detailed grievances against the Crown.
You think that was the real reason, just because they didn't like how the Crown was doing things? No, it was against God haters,
If this
Scotty.
was, if this nation was established as a Christian nation, why did they let people of other religions come in so freely?
Yeah, and why did they say in the Treaty of Tripoli that this is not a Christian nation? And why didn't they enshrine Christianity in the Declaration of Independence and in the Bill of Rights of the Constitution? Why is there, there's mentions of a vague creator, but there's no Jesus, there's no, God specifically by name?
Dude, Jesus and fucking Moses were chilling at the Continental Congress and were like, yo, guys, make sure you put some mentions of us in here. And they're like, oh, we don't know about that, Jesus. We really would like to, but we just don't know. That's, then Jesus was like, you know what? Just say creator. We'll be okay. That's how it all went down.
Everyone will know.
They wanted to be vague because, we shouldn't, make it, shove it down their throats. They're already all Christians anyways.
Yeah, it's just taken for granted that people are Christians. The founders didn't even think they needed to put that.
Yep.
Constitution, and the very first one listed in the Bill of Rights was protection of the Christian faith from the God haters.
The God haters, protection of the Christian faith.
Could you imagine, going down to the beach and you see fucking Wild Bill there with his tripod, and he's talking to the fucking camera? Oh,
I'm sorry, but
I'd be in the background laughing.
He's about to read the First Amendment and act like it supports him, but like I said, Thomas Jefferson, the guy who actually had a hand in writing it, says otherwise. So
Shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. That means that there is to be no national denomination like the Church of England.
Right.
The enemies of faith have wrenched that completely out of context, trying to say that the name of God shall never be heard anywhere in the public square.
No.
They are as wrong as they are evil.
No, you're as wrong as you are evil, you fat tub of shit. I just keep waiting for your mustache to crawl away.
It's 2 caterpillars.
It doesn't even want to be part of your face anymore. It's like, I can't... It heard what the lips beneath it were saying. It's just like, I'm inching out of here.
It's like Moses parting the Red Sea, huh, TJ?
Totally ignore the second half, which says, nor prohibiting
I feel sorry for all the people who wanted a nice day at the beach and got an earful of this
free
shit.
Exercise of what? The Christian faith as delivered once for all to the apostles through Jesus Christ, the Son of God. The United States was not established for Far Eastern mysticism or for the brutal, violent, totalitarian religion of the Middle East. The USA was formed for the free and open practice of the Christian faith.
No.
Every single state...
You have no evidence of that. That's not accurate at all. You're such a fucking lying sack of shit.
It wouldn't even be freedom of religion to begin with. It's like you can practice any branch of the Christian faith you want to. It's like, how is that really
That's
freedom?
not what it says. If that's what it meant, that's what it would fucking say, you imbecile. He's so fucking dumb, and he's such a liar. It's just sickening.
The Constitution recognizes the God of the Bible. In the USA, the church and state have been married from day one.
No.
And it's time for those of us who love God and our country to celebrate the marriage of church and state and work to get it back in proper order.
No thanks.
I just wish his mother had the fucking right change for that abortion back, 60 years ago or whatever the fuck it was.
People messaged him and asked him why he wouldn't come on our show, and he said something like ridiculous. So he knows who we are.
He knows. He's a pussy. Wild Bill is a big, fat, blubbering vagina. He won't come on our show. Come on, Wild Bill. Come on the show. Get your ass spanked in public. It'll be good for you.
They all say the same thing. It's like, oh, well, they're just a bunch of, heathen, godless assholes.
Well,
so why bother?
God will be on your side, so you should prevail, Bill. You should fucking prevail, dude.
Yeah, coming on the fucking show.
Come on the show, Bill.
You live in a fantasy if you think.
Come on the show, Bill.
All right, now I'm going to play another video. Just tell me how you feel about what's being said in this video.
Okay. Hi,
Hey guys, it's Mr.
probable
Rand back with another
feminist.
video. This is going to be a quick PSA that is really a response to the number of people that I see saying, not all white people are racist.
Okay.
Not all white people. Not all white people. Not all white people. And this is white people as well as black people.
Not
that
all
love
white
to
people
say
are
this.
racist. Case closed. The end.
Yeah, it's like nuance. Nuance bullshit.
I see
Subtlety.
all these people trying to inject nuance instead of oversimplifications into the argument, and it's really annoying me.
I'm annoyed by this. Come on, guys.
I'm just here to let you know, public service announcement. Yes, all white people.
Yes, all of us.
All white
Every
people
single
are
one.
racist.
Every one of them.
And the reason why all white
Every
people are
last
racist
stinking
is because
one.
all white people are born into and raised in a racist, white supremacist society.
Ah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I remember I was 5. I went to, there's a special room in our house, and it's like, now it's time for your white education. And remember, the white race is the only race that matters. Any other races, you got to do everything in your power to hold them down.
Yeah.
Literally hold them down. They want to move into our town. That's not going to happen. We're going to drive them out of town.
And if they take over too many houses, we gotta leave.
And we just leave because, those white people didn't really do their duty and stop them from moving here, so we have to move to another more rural, more safe white community.
That instills racist, white supremacist ideals within them.
Right.
And until they say, you know what? I am racist. I was born into this racist society that instilled me with certain beliefs of superiority, white supremacy, as well as certain beliefs about black people and other minorities. And I maybe need to stop and take a step back and unlearn all.
So you're only racist until you're only not racist until you admit that you're racist.
Yeah. Then once you admit you're racist, you're not racist. Wait.
Then you are racist.
Just say you're racist, and then maybe you'll have some credibility.
Maybe one day I'll declare that you're not racist if you say you are, and then admit that all these, I'm sorry, but since when? Even if I buy into the notion of this is like a white supremacist society, even if we buy into that. Even if we do, since when is everyone just a fucking little drone that does what society tells them to? Last I checked, there's all sorts of ideological diversity. There's shit tons of people who don't go along with what society says about this issue or that issue.
There's people that dress up as fucking penguins and shit that dance around and do stupid shit. Just look at the diversity of videos on YouTube. Look at the different fucking rainbow of sexual fetishes or different ideologies or people that believe I'm a dragon.
Also, if all white people are just culpable of racism for just existing in a society, then shouldn't all black people be guilty of the same racism just because the virtue of them being in society? Because I mean, you're basically saying, oh, if you're in this society that's this way, then
TJ,
you're this way.
They don't have power, though, TJ. Remember, power plus prejudice equals racism. Remember, TJ.
Plenty of black people do have power, and plenty of white people don't.
Right.
Wrong, TJ. They're all racist.
Sorry, I forgot I was wrong.
Look, they're white, they're racist. Come on, case closed. Just admit you're racist, TJ.
Okay, I'm racist. I'm racist.
These things, they cannot be your friends, they cannot be your allies, they cannot hang out with you, they cannot date you. I would say that that should be the litmus test for every person, every non-essential white person in your life, aka feel like you don't have to be around. Like,
okay, so
well, this person
she would not have any of those types of relationships with any white person unless they can admit that they're racist.
I mean,
or is she saying that
these standards she's presenting, she clearly is a racist because she views everyone in this very generalized way. It's like, oh, you're white, so you're automatically racist.
We're basically just watching the flip side of the first guy we watched.
I know, that's
we should have played these back to back.
It's almost uncanny, yeah.
if you have to be around your boss and your coworker, clearly you can't just say, oh, bitch, you're a racist, because you're going to get fired. But for any non-essential white people in your life, I think that the criteria for being around them should be, hey, can you admit that our society is racist and that you have racist beliefs that you're working to unlearn? If they can't do that, they got to get the fuck out. They got to go. Because yes, all white
Admit
people,
you're racist
that's
or
not
we
to say
can't
that
be
they're bad or they're
friends.
evil or anything like that, but they are all imbued with certain ideas from this.
Every last stinking white one of them.
If you view humanity like that, how can you not possibly say the same thing about your own race?
Get your paws off me, you damn
It's like
dirty
you're imbued
white.
with these things. These things are like innate in you. It's like, well, then that's pretty much anyone. Then is gonna like, I want to stick to my tribe or my group of people. Like that's what if that's the argument you're making. How could you possibly
tribe, Scotty?
Yeah, your people.
Did you just say tribe,
Yeah,
Scotty?
I did.
Wow, that's racist, buddy. That's some
Society.
racist behavior.
And
you
it is
need
the
to
job,
unlearn and
it is the
quick.
responsibility of white people at this point to convey to other white people,
I don't have no
listen, we have a
responsibility towards you,
problem.
motherfucker.
We have a problem. Because they're never going to listen to you. If you're a black person or if you're a minority, they're not going to listen to you.
What?
This is just generalization. Oh, white people will never listen to anyone that's not white. It's
I don't listen to people dependent on skin color. I listen to people dependent on.
Yeah, you know that one black.
Whether or not I give a fuck.
Hey, there was I'm sorry, Ben, but there was this one black guy that he actually talked about race several times, and a bunch of white people listened to him, and I think his name was Barack Obama, the president of the fucking country. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Not ringing any bells.
Obama made a bunch of racial speeches before he became president because he actually had to address the fact that, yeah, I am a black guy who actually stands a good chance of becoming president.
Yeah.
White America didn't just tune him out and go, la, 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 we ain't listening, we ain't listening. I mean, sure, some
That
did.
was just white guilt, TJ.
But that was
white guilt.
Some people.
TJ, look, it's white guilt. It's a bunch of racist white people who realize they're guilty. Like, I'm racist, so they voted for Obama purely out of white guilt.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they have those ideals, okay? Even if it's on a subconscious level. It is not your job to educate white people. It's not your job to chase after them. It's not your job to respectability politic them and try to prove your worth and your value to them to get them to accept you and say, you know what, you are a human being. That is not your job.
If it's not your responsibility to do that, then why did you say earlier that you wouldn't call your boss a racist if they were? Because you'd be afraid of getting fired. I thought that you should. You're saying now that you should fucking say it to your boss.
This is more of this social justice warrior nonsense. Oh, this is an invisible privilege, or this is a subconscious.
I love these motherfuckers that come
deep
to me
within your psyche that you are racist. It's like, well, if it's buried deep within someone's psyche that they're racist, they probably wouldn't even realize it.
And I love how she comes to you and is like, you got to change, but if you don't, it's not my responsibility to try to make you. It's like, okay, well, how about you just go do your own life with your values, and I'll go do my life with my values, and if nary the two shall meet, then better off for both of us.
Yeah.
Your job and your work, as you guys know what I've said in my Do Your Work video, is to support other black people, is to uplift other black people, is to connect with other black people, is to fight for
Here's
black
a crazy fucking idea. Maybe like all people should just support and help one another regardless of skin color.
Sorry, you sound like a racist. You're
Like
saying there only help black people. It's like, why don't you help anyone that you honestly feel you can help? Why would you make it
Or
feel
you could
like,
just have
oh,
my
you're black?
policy of not helping anyone for any reason at all.
That's your prerogative. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, I wouldn't just only help someone, I can only help you if you're white. How's that? People would be like, that's racist. But if a black person says, oh, well, only help other black people, only uplift other black people.
Scotty, that's because racism is not just prejudice, it's prejudice plus power, and black people have no power at all, ever.
That's ridiculous.
Ever?
Ever.
So like Oprah, she doesn't have any power.
No. You would rather, Ben, you would rather be the poorest white man on earth than Oprah.
Fuck that.
That's like, fuck, no, make me Oprah now, bitch.
Yeah.
Is to fight for black agency. It is to buy and support, black-owned businesses. It is to push for legislation to protect black people. All
how about
those
this?
things are.
I'll support businesses that I like regardless of who the fuck owns them.
Why does, that's the funny thing about these people. It's like they break everything down to race. The only important component to them is race. That's it. It's race. Legislation to help black people. It's like, let's not help everyone. Let's help only black people. Let's only help only white people. Let's only help Asians. Let's only help. It's like, why are we just basically subdividing our population? Should we now say we should only help young people? We should only help old people.
The thing about this is that there are people like us on both ends of the spectrum, like everywhere, that don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the interactions we have with other people, we're not like, oh, that was a black person I just interacted with.
They were really well spoken. Good for them.
Yeah.
It's like
that kind of thought doesn't even like cross our minds.
Why would it? It's such an irrelevant detail.
I know.
I don't know.
I don't understand why people like this woman and then the guy that we played earlier, like why they give a fuck so much.
It's very important to their identity.
Yeah. It must be just very, very important to them. Race is just like a key component of their life. Like, I'm white or I'm this, so that's the best thing to be, and I'm going to defend that. And anything I hear out in society that could, be perceived as a threat, I have to go after and say, oh no, this is wrong. This is bad.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're all really that different.
We are.
Not really.
Everyone's fucking different, and they're not different on an individual level. They're just different from race to race.
Yeah, just group them together like that.
Your job. Convincing white people that racism exists is not your job. Arguing with white people all day on the internet about shit that you know is true is not your job. That is the job of other white people. That is the job of these white allies, okay? That is their job. That is not your job. Racism is white people's problem. It is their sickness, mental illness, disease, whatever you want to call it. It is their culture. It is passed down. It is perpetrated, and it is
every culture. Ostracizing other people exists in pretty much every culture. This is just a ridiculous, it's only these people doing this. It's like, sure, there's plenty of examples of white racism, and there's a lot of white people that do hold racist values, but that happens across the board. There's always people or some group or some thing that people want to point at and say, all their problems are due to this one thing. This is the main source. This is the wellspring of our problems. And we've seen it time and time again. In the 1950s in America, it was communism. Oh my God, the communists are going to come over here and take over. They're going to nuke us. It's going to be the end of the world. They're the source of all our problems. And then one day, the Soviet Union collapsed. That can't be our problems anymore. Now in America, it's terrorism. Terrorism is a huge problem. The terrorists are going to come and get us. Despite the fact that more people have been killed by our citizens have killed each other far more effective than terrorists ever have.
Rambo gonna kill ISIS.
That will be pretty sweet, though.
Self-fulfilling by them. So it is their responsibility. The day that white people decide they want racism to be over, racism will be over. Okay,
That's
racism
not
is
true.
over.
That's not true. It's not that simple. It's such an oversimplification of an issue. It's really stunning ignorance.
What will she have to make videos about after that?
Well, that day will never come.
It's not her job.
Of course
to do that,
not.
Ben. It's the job of white people. These so-called white allies.
I like how she put that in quotation.
Yeah,
air
it's like
quotes.
they're not really our
They're not really our allies, but it's their job to fight this battle that we're the only ones who even believe in this.
Yes.
Yay.
Wow.
your job to create, again, a sense of agency and liberation in the black community so that we can be self-sustaining, so that we don't have to rely on them. That's your job, because PSA, yes, all white people. Our systems in place.
I'm sorry.
So you don't, so basically where'd you buy those clothes from? Where'd you buy that couch from? You know, the drywall in your house. You know, I mean, there's a million different things. Oh, you got those from Asians? Well, Asians aren't really helping the black cause, so you should just get rid of anything that was not manufactured, you know, from the time it was basically the raw materials to, you know, you bought it. If there was one other hand of a white person or any other race, you can't use that. It's not helping the black community specifically.
We fucking all function. We live in a multiracial society. So this attitude of like, we need to help our own kind, like that doesn't make any sense. That's just
I don't
dumb.
even think she understands what it's like in places where, you know, like in places where there's almost, it's not just black or white. You know, and it's not multiracial or multi-ethnic places like Japan or something like that.
Sure.
I mean, you know, if you want to go live in an entirely black culture, there's plenty of places on this planet where that is the case. But if you want to live in a multiracial culture, then that's America, and you can't just decide, like, I'm only looking out for the people who have the same skin tone as me. That is racism. You are a racist. Fuck you. The end.
Right, and even people that are her allies, people that'll stick up for her, they're not really her friends. It's their job to do that.
It's their job.
And they have to admit that they're racist.
And they have to admit they're racist, and they have a mental illness, or whatever she called it.
Do you want to see any more?
No.
No.
Dear God, no.
This is garbage. This is like garbage on a silver platter, you know? I mean, come on.
I heard you talking about homosexuality and the fact that you don't believe that people are born gay. Now, like I've known people that would argue that there has been scientific evidence to support that there is a difference in
Oh my God, you can't. There's like some scientific evidence, some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, come on.
In the mind state of someone gay, physicality wise,
I would agree that there's something
Physicality-wise.
different in the mindset and psychological environment of someone who is homosexual or lesbian. I treat homosexuality and lesbianism as a mental disorder.
Yep.
Which is what it had.
Which is what it was like, you know. What is it like?
It is not
50
a mental
years
disorder.
ago?
Yeah. It's not a mental disorder.
I think it was removed from the DSM in like the 60s, I want to say.
So like 50 years ago or so.
Something like that.
I don't get this bunk shit where it's just like, look, you know, these people just want to do this. They could easily be straight. They just see a guy and they like, you know what, I really feel like committing an abominable act.
Pray the gay away.
I really, you know, I know I shouldn't, but I just really want to. I'm going to give in to sin and just do it.
It's one of those mental disorders.
Yeah, just a mental disorder, yeah.
Has been for all of African history and for all of American history up until 1973. Homosexuality was listed in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders as a mental disease in this country.
It was.
It was, and it's wrong.
Things change.
And it's been removed since then.
So was
rightfully so.
Yeah, so were transgender lifestyles and like things.
I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that's been in the DSM that probably shouldn't have been. There's probably stuff in there now that shouldn't be.
I think even like cross-dressing was at one time.
This person questions authority. They have pathological aversions.
Yeah. Oh, this person's an atheist. There must be something wrong with him. They must be crazy.
Up until 1973, after the Rockefeller World Population Council and Planned Parenthood International The same Planned Parenthood that is giving black women abortions all across America. Okay.
That they want.
Yeah, they want to receive them, so they should be able to get them.
Also, they give them to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously...
That goes without saying.
It's a plot to sterilize the black people, for
It
sure.
is also the same Planned Parenthood that also contributed to the brainstorming and think tanking that went into using homosexuality as a population control strategy in the black community. And in 1972, the Rockefeller World Population Council...
But there's tons of gay people who are all kinds of different races.
All over the world.
Every race and every country has gay people.
Yes.
There's gay people in Saudi Arabia where it's punishable by death.
Yeah. You think it's somewhere in like Saudi Arabia, you're like, you know what? I could be straight or I could be gay. I'm gonna choose gay. Seems like the way to go here. It's not a fucking choice. I'm sorry. I think that's ridiculous when someone says, "Oh, it's just someone wants."
It's not a choice. It's a disorder.
Oh, a disorder. Oh my god.
You know.
Same nonsense.
They suffer from a disorder.
Same nonsense. It's stupid.
With influence,
restless cock syndrome.
With some coaching by Planned Parenthood International, decided that it would be best if homosexuality would no longer be treated as an abnormal condition, and that it be propagated in the black community as a healthy lifestyle choice. That was in 72. In 1973, at the annual American Psychiatric Association convention, homosexuality was voted out of the DSM as a mental disorder. So homosexuality...
So it was voted out of the DSM by psychiatrists who...
Right.
That's who dictates what's in the DSM in the first place.
Like,
well, they were just brainwashed. They're
doctors, what the fuck do they know,
brainwashed
man?
by Planned Parenthood to control the black people.
They all thought about it's like the black population is rising far too quick. Let's encourage more blacks to be gay.
It makes sense now.
Now you guys understand.
Yep.
He has only been normal in America for about 37 years. In 1974, Secretary of State Henry Kissinger penned a national security memorandum called NSSM 2000. It was a population control document that looked specifically at strategies to control the black population rate across the world. It specifically named a handful of African countries, including Nigeria, that would be specifically targeted with population reduction, and it also discussed population reduction here in America.
Here's the thing.
If this is the argument you're making, those countries, the population of Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa is exploding. If these rich, developed nations really wanted to put a stop to like China or Russia or the U.S., you don't think they could? You don't think they could just say, let's salt the fields, there's nothing for them to eat. Let's give them faulty medicine that's going to sterilize them. Like, if that was really the goal of these countries, then why would they just do it openly? Like, why would they even be like, oh, you know...
Popularizing homosexuality is not even a good means of population control because, first of all, most people who are straight have no interest in it whatsoever.
Yeah, how are you going to suddenly make people who are straight, you know, oh, go suck a dick? You know, most of these guys are not going to be sitting there, oh, yeah, I'm going to go suck some dick now.
I can't show Scotty Brokeback Mountain, and then the next thing you know, he's like, you know what I could go for right about now?
Only Starship Troopers, and it's not...
Some dick.
It's not dick, it's bugs.
Bugs.
I'm gay. I'll have sex with the...
He's gay for bugs.
Gay for bugs.
I'll have sex with the male bugs only now.
Sweet.
You remember the one that like spits like the lava? That's my favorite one.
And although it did not specifically list homosexuality as a strategy, it talked about healthy sexual practices, it talked about birth control, and it talked about alternative lifestyle modifications that should be introduced into communities across America.
So wait, it didn't even mention homosexuality specifically? But you're going to use it as the link anyway?
Alternative lifestyle. What could that possibly mean?
That could mean any number of things.
What could that mean, homosexuality?
Black community
this
to
is a
reduce our
dystopian,
population.
progressive future,
White supremacy
TJ.
has three evil faces. The first face is light-skinned supremacy, where it teaches black people to worship color, where it teaches light-skinned people that they're better than dark-skinned people, and where certain dark-skinned people who can also be light-skinned supremacists mistreat their light.
What?
Yeah. All that's totally legit. Totally.
I've never heard more ridiculous shit in my
life. Unfortunately. Doing this show, I do. But
True.
Yeah.
Because they assume that they have a superiority complex when the truth of the matter is they have an inferiority complex. You have religious supremacy, where black people have been taught by white people and Arabs that you are supposed to force your religious beliefs on other people because that's the way they were forced on us in Africa.
Okay.
I don't even know at this point.
I don't even know what he's fucking talking about.
Yeah. He's going off the rails at this point.
Well, I mean,
he's going off the rails on a crazy train.
I would say in a lot of places in Africa, most of them are either Christian or Muslim.
Or traditional beliefs, yeah. Like animist. Yeah,
his commentary is that there's a lot less of the traditional and more Christianity and Islam.
Yeah, because, well, Christianity and Islam are very aggressive about spreading their word.
And they were extremely powerful.
Sure.
You know, armies, like the Byzantine Empire, and and the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, the caliphates, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep thy religion to thyself.
That's not the strategy of how religion spreads, though. I mean, like any other good virus, it's like, it has to get a foothold, and obviously violence and conquering is the way to spread your religion.
Homosexual supremacy, which is the coming age of social order in the black community, where any black person, particularly black men, in order for you to be successful as an entrepreneur,
let's play this next video because I want to make sure we get it in. All right.
Okay, guys. Things are about to get really crazy. My name's Robert Eastman, Hawk0I007. Many of you know me, have met me, have went to school with me. We're friends, we're roommates, whatever.
Right.
Now I need your voice. I need your ear, okay? Because things got real quick. Over the past week, you have seen two things. Gay marriage was legalized in the Supreme Court, and the Confederate flag is being up in arms about, like, people hate it, people say it's racist, blah, blah, blah. First thing, gay marriage. This is the landmark decision of 2015. This is the crucial event of this year. This is the most important thing human history has witnessed in America in a long time.
We're in hyperbole territory.
In a long time?
I mean, look, the thing is that I think most people recognize it is a big event that it was legalized, but I mean, it's almost, to me, almost ridiculous it's taken us this long to legalize this.
And it was something we could see coming. It just had to make its way through the courts. So we knew for a while that it was, once it happened in the first few states, it's like, well, how's it not going to happen?
Yeah, then it was like 37 states, and then it was like just the holdout, like, Fifth Circuit pretty much.
I'm going to dive right into it. You're not going to believe this. The article I just tagged you in says that I want gay married people to be able to defend marijuana plants with their concealed carry guns, whatever. Okay? You got that? Now let me dive right into this for you. This is what it says. The legal argument for recognizing gay marriage in all 50 states is basically that since gay marriage is already legal in a majority of states, that the right cannot be infringed by the remaining states which oppose gay marriage. If all things are to remain consistent, equal protection must apply to all things, concealed carry permits as well, as a majority of states have legalized concealed carry permits. So, the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, Section 1 states, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. This has nullified gun control laws by legalizing gay marriage. That's how freedom is supposed to work. You can't pick your favorite things and exclude the rights of others. All things are to remain truly consistent and follow this president. The right of the people to keep and bear arms, hold concealed carry permits shall not be infringed. Whew. Now, how crazy is this?
All right, so
how crazy is it? Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me how crazy it is.
Real crazy.
Let me switch hands real quick.
Switch hands.
Switch hands. I'm going to jerk off with this one now.
Let me dive right into this.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, everybody, share,
Friends,
share,
Romans,
and share
lend me
freaking
your
game,
ears.
because this is going to change everything. Let me explain the legal argument. There are only 4 things you need. The Constitution of the United States, the Federalist Papers, 6 things, the state constitution, republic, or commonwealth where you live, and Black's or Bovier's Law Dictionary. Once you get those things, and I think I mentioned the Citizens Rule Book.
Okay.
Once you have all these things in hand, you go to my YouTube page, click on Constitution 101 playlist, click on Carl Miller, the guy with the POW hat, and you dive right into those 6 hours of videos. You don't need to do this. I'll explain it real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
What this means is that the rights of the people are derived by two things, nature or God. That's it.
Right.
That means that the state, the federal, and the local municipalities have no right to tell you what you can and cannot do. They cannot license it. They cannot give you a permit for it. They cannot define it for you because it is yours from nature or God. They don't have jurisdiction over it. Period. Exclamation point. Moving on. That means that once you have a right, it cannot be removed, abolished, infringed, altered, or subparagraphed. You cannot have stipulations upon that right. You cannot lose that right by a felony. You cannot lose that right in the court. You cannot lose that right by their edicts.
So hold on. Are we talking about how you theoretically think everything should work? Because you're not really describing me how things actually work in America.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically talking about legal theory at this point. He's like, well, where do we derive laws from? Which is like the oldest argument about law to begin with. Is like, why do we have laws?
But he's talking about, like, rights can't be infringed and you can't take away this because of a felony. Like, all that stuff is being done regardless of what you think the law is. So what you think the law is and what it actually is are not really the same thing.
So he's saying rights can't be taken away even if there's a felony?
Yeah.
Well, they take away voting rights.
Yeah, they take away gun rights, too.
Yeah.
So that's happening.
Rights are taken away all the time.
You can sit there and say, well, that's not constitutional, and for all I know, you're right.
When people are in prison, their rights are all taken away. They live in a regimented, society at that point. And basically, everything they do is controlled, and where they sleep is controlled, and what time they eat is controlled. I mean, their freedom is essentially stripped from them.
Means you cannot go to the marriage office and file for a marriage license. That means you cannot go to the DMV and get a license to drive a vehicle. That means you do not have to have marijuana prescriptions to get medical marijuana because they just legalized it in all 50 states because there are over 15 now, maybe more, states that have medical and recreational marijuana. There are two states that do not have concealed carry permits.
I think he was grouping them all together. There's only 3 states and 1 federal district that I'm aware of, right?
See, there's Washington, Oregon,
and Colorado, and then DC. Oh, Alaska is at the same level as Oregon,
I think,
Washington, and Colorado?
I think Alaska did legalize.
Yeah, they were recreational there.
And then there's D.C., too.
Yeah, D.C.
Which is the scariest place to do it, honestly, because, the FBI is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no thanks.
And
I don't know if they'll let that happen in their town.
Well, Congress has final say over laws in D.C., so it's pretty clearly not going to happen there because fuck the will of the people.
I guess it's more the DEA than the FBI that they'd have to worry about.
Probably have to worry about them all, honestly.
2 states that do not require insurance. I think Nevada and one other state with the concealed carry permits. There are 3 states, Colorado, Washington, and Arizona, or in Alaska, which do not require permits or licenses right now under this verdict.
I get where he's going. I get where he's going.
Yeah,
he's saying, how can you have all these differences in laws? And now you're saying, it's like, well, to me, it's probably because they're seeing marriage as more like this issue as a fundamental right to somebody, which is like most people in their lives at least have some desire or at least the option of getting married, whereas like owning a gun is not really something necessary for most people's lives. And marriage is mostly necessary, I think, in a lot of instances for basically people for tax reasons, for we have children and we want to I want to protect my legal rights for my having a child. There's just a variety of reasons people get married, and saying to homosexuals you shouldn't have the same right, I mean, I think that's a different issue to a lot of people. I mean, if he's arguing we need uniformities in all laws, I mean, maybe there is, some case to be made for that, but at the same time, it's like, it depends on your interpretation of the Constitution.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, but I mean, like, the gay marriage issue, that was them ruling on whether it's constitutional to deny marriage licenses to gay couples.
Yeah, that was the specific issue they dealt with.
So, I mean, like, I don't know how he's going to then say, well, because we did that, that means that all this other stuff now needs to be, like, we have to have the total federal uniformity of laws across the board by this standard. Well, it's like, no.
I think it's a lack of legal understanding, too, because, I mean, look, there's plenty of state laws that contradict federal laws, but federal laws supersede state laws. So I mean, it's.
I mean, even the marijuana laws, like Colorado's marijuana and Washington's marijuana. I mean, the only reason that they're able to do that and supersede federal laws because Obama has specifically said we're not going to go after them.
Yeah, they don't supersede the federal law. It's basically a tolerance policy.
Right. So if we had another president in there that said, you know, fuck your marijuana laws.
Oh yeah,
they could just go easily in there and say, you know, you're not allowed to do this anymore.
They could just shut down.
Send the feds in to shut the shit down.
They could shut down their banking.
TJ, that's why I think you should vote in the next election.
Why?
You should vote for TJ.
You should vote because if we get a president in office that wants to enforce federal laws, then it doesn't matter where you end up living.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Hillary's going to win anyway, so.
Oh. It's election day. TJ wakes up. Should I get up? Nah. Hillary can win anyway. It's okay.
But then if a Republican wins, I have so much more video fodder, so. I win either way.
She's like, really. I win no matter what.
Not really.
Yeah. Really. Really, Ben. Really.
No.
Really.
So this guy is basically saying all laws should be uniform when it comes to.
Well, I don't know. I
rights.
think he's saying that it's ridiculous because that shouldn't be true, but I'm not exactly sure. But he's saying that that's how we have to interpret it.
Yeah, I'm not a legal scholar, but I don't think that's how we have to interpret the law.
Yeah.
And he makes a Second Amendment argument, but in most cases, after we had a more conservative Supreme Court, they did strike down laws that, like in Chicago, you couldn't own a handgun; it wasn't legal. I mean, those laws were done away with because the Supreme Court ruled like, oh, nope, everyone can have a handgun or have a gun.
And the conservatives loved the Supreme Court then.
Oh yeah, when it's basically like a Second Amendment right, activists were just winning case after case. They were, oh, we love this. The Supreme Court is doing a great job.
Supreme Court's great.
You know, they do the gay marriage thing. Oh, it's horrible.
They're
it's
the worst. The worst.
What's up, Josh, your son here. Look, do you want the good news or the bad news first? Here we go.
Is the good news that you're going to die of a heart attack soon?
I like how he asked a question that no one can answer, so he's just going to do whatever he wants to do anyway.
Give me the good news first,
bad
John.
news.
Josh.
People think that I'm crazy for believing that one day here in the United States of America that Christianity will become a crime. And yet it is that I see a lot of tactics being a student of history and the fact that I'm Jewish, at least by ethnicity.
You know what? I look at him and I go, that guy's a student of history.
He's a student of history.
And he said he was Jewish by ancestry, which I guess I can tell by the name. I mean, that...
Thorstein.
I've studied the Holocaust. In fact, I've had over 55
that never
family members,
happened,
I believe,
actually.
that were
We
ripped out of their
learned
houses
that.
and shot dead in the streets like
excuse
pigs.
me. No, that never happened, sir. We saw another video earlier today that explained all of
There's
this.
some plaques, and there's a difference in numbers, so...
Yeah. The plaques were wrong. The whole thing is bogus. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it was only 1.5 million. Come on, man.
Oh, man. I've killed that many people in a weekend.
Slaughtered in the Holocaust. Luckily, my great-grandparents escaped, and there were certain things that we learned from them. Here it is. You know, Hitler and Obama are using a lot of the same tactics. What am I talking about? The first thing...
You know...
Hitler and Obama.
You're really actually...
one in the same.
You're belittling what Hitler did.
And you're also belittling your own family's fucking history, sitting there saying, like, Obama and Hitler, same thing. That's, like, actually kind of disgusting, Josh.
That
But
Hitler did
I know you're too
is he
stupid
took
to
control
help
of
it.
health care. Sound familiar? Obamacare? The next thing he did was he eliminated...
Okay, hold on. No, that's not the first thing Hitler did, first of all.
The only similar thing is that they both have care.
TJ, look, I found a picture of Obama and Hitler, best friends.
Wow, they're the same.
Yep. Practically identical twins.
Guns. Well, isn't that the #1 agenda that Obama has had? Why?
No.
Because when people are no
Not
longer
at all.
armed,
It has
they...
not even close to the #1 agenda Obama has had.
Pretty much any proposals on gun control or gun restrictions have failed in pretty much any state that they've been proposed. I think the one that went through was like Connecticut that I can remember. And that was actually the state where the shooting happened, the Newtown massacre. Beyond that, I mean, guns rights activists have pretty much just won across the board.
Even when Obama has proposed things, it's been a bunch of, like, wussy shit, like, oh, let's get rid of extended magazines so that way they can't shoot as much as quickly.
No, I have rights!
And he's gonna and Josh is gonna act like Obama's been like this fucking pit bull out for your guns. I mean, this.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure Germany the makings of a universal healthcare system far and long before Hitler. So
yeah, not only that, does that mean every other country with universal healthcare is on the path to, Nazi Germany?
I mean, Canada's practically Nazi Germany
that
already.
Is true. You guys should make a persuasive argument. Canada has universal healthcare.
Hold on, Scotty, you don't like Canada anymore?
But I was retested, and I found I actually have no Canadian ancestry of any kind.
Yeah.
TJ's test was faulty, so I hate Canada again. I'm pretty sure we should invade them.
For their maple
I'm
syrup.
lobbying my congressman and senator. I'm like, come on, look at all the oil they have.
Look at all the
They're
syrup.
not really using it. They're pushovers. Come on, let's just take them over.
Can no longer resist. That's a problem. The next thing that there was over there in Germany were race riots. And here's the thing. When there's race riots, people will begin to surrender their freedoms in exchange for some sort of security because nobody wants to live in fear. I don't know. Ferguson, Baltimore.
Race riots?
Race riots.
I don't know.
That was not even crucially part of the
I would say like the amount of other races living in Germany was like hardly anything.
Yeah, at that time period, not really.
Like gypsies and hardly anything else.
I don't know what the demographics of Germany were at the time, but I would imagine it's pretty much.
I mean, we can look at them
German.
now and see what they are now.
Look
Let's
at them,
see.
Ben.
Yeah, it must be at least 60% black now in good old Germany.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Talking about race riots, like that doesn't. I'm really doubting that part of the.
First thing
narrative.
Hitler did was control healthcare. Second thing he did was ban guns. Third thing he did was race riots.
Okay, look, the countries with universal health care, people live longer and they spend less money.
And then they become Nazis, Scotty.
Yeah, apparently then they become Nazis. So in the UK, they're going to become Nazis any day now. They're just waiting for their time. They're biding their time. Even though they fought against the Nazis, they're like, we're going to become them.
They've already got their flags ready and everything. They're just waiting for fucking,
they're just waiting for the ghost of Hitler.
Yeah, the ghost of Hitler to come back and give them their marching orders, and then they'll take to the streets.
Yeah, when they opposed them before, they were kind of confused. I think they were saying they're going to take fish and chips away. So they were like, "Oh wait, we got to oppose Hitler."
But it turns out that was just propaganda.
That was Hitler was a vegetarian, or he tried to be at least. So that's probably what they were afraid of. Going to take our meat away,
fuckers.
This is I don't really know.
Just go to Wikipedia or something. You're at Wikipedia.
It's really big. Hold on. There's probably a thing on demographics.
We also don't know how they compile the information in Germany. They might do it different. Or Deutschland.
We just want to make sure we had some information.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't break it down like they would in the U.S.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I just see immigrants and shit. But it doesn't really say. It doesn't really give you a racial makeup.
Nope.
Okay.
Not that I
I'm
can
gonna try
see.
to find some. But we can keep going forward with the video if you guys want.
Scotty, fucking do it. Let's watch more of Josh Fuckstain.
Shall we go on? Is there not a racial divide taking place? And here's the problem. When we're fragmented and when we're fighting each other...
No, there's a way bigger divide, 70, 80 years ago.
To me, the biggest divide in America right now is the morons versus the people who have some inkling what they're talking about.
Yes.
And unfortunately, the morons seem to vastly outnumber the people who have some idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, like the people that follow this guy on Facebook.
Yeah.
Follow us on Facebook instead.
Yeah, and Twitter.
Yes.
And check out our bullshit social media
And we're done with
nonsense.
I would say we're done with Josh Fuckstain. We'll probably do one more video. In the meantime, here's TJ to tell you why you should thumbs up this fucking video. Oh shit, that's the
There I am. I'm invisible.
They're labeled wrong.
Hey guys, I'm TJ, and if you like this piece of shit fucking podcast, give it a big old fucking thumbs up to show your appreciation and support. 'Cause if you don't, you're a racist. You're racist against this podcast because this is an all-white podcast.
Oh, God, don't.
And male. White male.
It's a white male podcast, and you are racist against white males if you don't give this a thumbs up.
Don't be a racist.
And now
Don't
we're
be
going
a
to Scotty.
racist.
Scotty's on full screen now.
Look, guys, do you want to be labeled a racist? Everyone will look at you. Your family members won't even want to talk to you. They'll be like, is he really part of our family? Is she really part of this family?
I heard she didn't even thumbs up the last DP.
Oh, fuck.
You face social isolation. You face basically a crumbling of your social fabric. Your family will abandon you.
Totally ostracized from your family
You'll be thrown on the street. Even if you pay the rent at your apartment or house, wherever you live, like, you'll be thrown on the street if you don't like this
Racist, not welcome here.
Your mortgage company will say, get the fuck out. Your landlord will evict you.
We were watching the Drunken Peasants podcast, and you didn't give it a thumbs up. That is the most vile act of racism since the Holocaust, if indeed it happened.
And all that will happen if you don't just click one button. Click the like button right now.
It's just one button.
Just one button. One click.
One button to prove
just
you're not
one
racist.
Click. Look,
hey,
there's just one click.
I don't care if you hate every race but your own, and you are sitting there in a Klansman hood right now and a fucking rebel flag in the background. It doesn't matter. If you click
Whistling
that thumbs
Dixie.
up, you are forever exempt from being called a racist. Just one click. That's all it takes.
One click. Please click now.
One click to rule them all.
One click to bind them.
Can easily be conquered. The next thing that he did was he began to paint Jews as being intolerant. They weren't for progress. Well, I don't know, it's amazing, but hasn't Obama done the same thing with the whole, I don't know, LGBT movement?
That's not even the nature of the criticism of the Jews. This is just, you're not a student of history at all. And the fact that you say that you are is laughable.
I think he's really more a student of fast food. I believe that one. He's like, I am a student of fast food. It's like, Josh Fierstein, what's really good to order at this place? I mean, I think he would tell you within like 2 seconds, oh, you want to go with this or this? Put these toppings on it? I would trust him. I'd put my faith in Josh Fierstein if I wanted to eat some like fatty-ass American food. Beyond that, I can't really put much faith in him.
Yeah, if you're in a town and you want to know what the best pizza is, ask Josh. But
so old-fashioned and that they're not for progress, they're not for change, and yet he promises a better America. Is it starting to sound...
The Jews were blamed for the Treaty of Versailles. They were
German humiliation.
irrationally blamed for Germany's defeat in World War I. It had nothing to do with them not being progressive enough.
They're also blamed for the obviously poor economy.
I would say that Obama, at least the way it looks now, we'll see when it actually ends. But it seems like Obama is leaving America in a better state than it was. Than when he took office.
White guilt Ben. White guilt Ben. Obama did a good job, I think. Ben just feels guilty because he's white.
It may not even be his doing. I don't know. But it seems like things are better than they were before.
You know what, TJ? It seems like Ben is an apologist.
Well, one thing you can never take away from Bush is that he got Bin Laden.
Got him. Gotcha.
He smoked him out. Smoked out the evildoer and done away with
in
him.
his cave. Yeah, I always loved that too. It was like Osama bin Laden's in a cave somewhere, huddled around a fire, like trying to roast his Pop-Tart. It's like they was living in a fucking compound, like probably like in a lap of fucking luxury, just like stupid Americans.
It was in Pakistan.
That's a horrible accent, but yeah, it was in Pakistan. He was actually like only like. I think it was like 60 miles from the capital of Pakistan.
Oh, that didn't even really happen, dude. Bin Laden had been dead for a long time.
Yeah, he died of
That's why
diabetes
he was in a freezer.
years before that.
He was in a freezer somewhere held by the CIA.
Why wouldn't they keep the body to prove his death?
Laterres were like, it's time to say Bin Laden's dead, so
It's like Obama needs a boost in popularity. Let's say he killed
all of the actual recreational marijuana legalization happened while Obama was president.
Yeah.
But he didn't really have much to do with it.
Well, he chose not to bust it.
Yeah, that's true.
That has a lot to do with it.
It was all, and most of the states were by ballot initiatives too, which is interesting too because conservatives are like, oh, it's so horrible this has happened. It's like, well, people voted on it.
Obama could have sent
Fuck the will of the people, bitch.
Oh yeah, sure. He could have set the DEA and to raid the dispensaries, and that would have been the end of it. Also,
I take issue with a lot of Obama policies, but I would say things are definitely better than they were.
Better than Bush?
Yes.
How dare you say that, teacher?
Don't say it to Galen. Galen will explain why Obama is actually the worst.
Really?
Yep.
I wish you could get on the show sometime to explain that to us, because that'd be interesting. Looks like he just came in his pants.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm sure we'll get like 1 billion messages now about this.
Obama, you guys suck Obama's big black dicks.
All right, so everybody, we're going to end the YouTube show now, and we're going to do the post show.
The post show.
The post show.
So, goodbye.
Goodbye.
You motherfuckers think goodbye.
Goodbye.